Hello and welcome back to A Filthy Questline. You are on A Filthy Lot Twitch, or you're on our YouTube channel, A Filthy Questline. You're watching a one-shot or not, where we bring in new players, new DMs, and new games all the time. It's a rotating cast of a lot of tabletops and a lot of players, and we have ourselves a crazy time. If you want us to try one of your favorite games, just throw it in the chat and let us know, and we'll throw that into the schedule so you can see how to play one of your favorite games. Before we are rolling, though, I would like to first acknowledge that we are very privileged today to be working, playing, and creating on the traditional territories of the Squamish Nation. If you are unsure what territory you're watching us from, then look it up, do some research, throw it in the chat, and start a conversation about it, because there's a lot of powerful shit going on right now in Canada, and we'd really love to dig into the traditional histories that built this land. That being said, I'd love to get started. We're finding us here on Twitch, on A Filthy Lot, and I want you to check those channel points because we have some really fun ways to redeem those during gameplay. Sometimes they'll affect the way that the game's happening, and there's other kinds of crazy things that can unfold as we role play and as we do battle. So get involved and get in that chat and play along with us. We're going to meet our players and also talk about the game that we're playing and why I'm wearing leather, because we are playing Dune Adventures in the Imperium. Today is its huge release, and we are very excited to be bringing it to life, not only on the board but on the pen and pad and being together. Gotta say, guys, I'm very excited for just playing tabletops with my people, with my group, and on this channel where we get a great privilege to sit next to each other and roll some dice. We're gonna start over here with my man, Alain.
Hello, I am playing Cassian Calantha. I am Mentat Strategic Advisor to House Casimir. If there is understanding to be uncovered in the name of my house, I will find it.
Very good. And
I am playing Stung Sumner. I am a advisor that is a Freeman scholar to the House Casimir. I don't like to do much other than, enjoy my music.
Yes, I'm playing Jovis Kambeck of House Casimir. I've been with them now for 3 years from the Space Guild. I'm here to keep an eye on all of the things that have to do with the information that I can advise them on, especially anything to do with spice and managing the assets that this house controls to help them gain more power in our universe.
I'm Beverly. I'm playing Tylen Sareth today, and my Bene Gesserit training makes me an excellent envoy to House Casimir. I have also received top-notch swordmaster training, which makes me an excellent and very persuasive envoy at that.
mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. So these are our characters for today's adventure, and it's a brand new game, so we're kind of throwing ourselves to the wolves on this one, and we're going to try our best to get everything right, but there's going to be a few hiccups, I'm sure, but I think we got a pretty good handle on it. It was a big chew to build these characters, but what an amazing system that they've come up with. Modiphius and their 2d20 system really kind of overwhelmed us a little bit at the beginning, I gotta say, when we kind of first cracked that book open, much like the pages of Herbert's classic. It seems like a lot, but once you get going, there's just so much to dig into, and it seems like the gameplay is going to be so easy because of that new system, and I'm really excited to test it out. So let's dive right into our world. So as you mentioned, you're all part of the same house, House Casimir. And House Casimir has been called upon by the great house of Harkonnen. And there's a bit of a clandestine mission going on. You guys definitely get the impression that Harkonnen didn't go to a lot of people to solve this problem. They received a signal over the infamous Twilight Verge, a region in the southern part of the planet Arrakis. On that signal, they got some messages that seemed really ancient, almost archaic in a way, and were unsure how to translate that and how to decrypt it. So they came to House Kashmir with the problem. And now that they have it decrypted, they've sent a team ahead of you to set some kind of investigation, some exploration, some expedition is underway, and they are sending you as representatives. Because Harkonnen doesn't want to be a part of what's going on down here. You guys know that the Twilight Rift is an amazing and beautiful visage that spans over a part of the planet, and it's almost unseeable from space because of the way that from the Fearum Rift, a deep fissure erupts with raw spice that gets ejected into the atmosphere, and that shifts and changes the way that the light refracts. And actually from the planet's surface, if you look up, you do not see light along the atmosphere. You do not see the sky. You almost see right through it to the nights and the stars beyond it, which gives this the name, the Twilight Verge, as its sun almost never sets and the night sky is somehow always visible. As you guys crest the mountain ridge, you see the long expanse of endless sand. Aboard this omnihopter, you feel the shake and the shimmy as downtrodden, very heavily outfitted man kind of walks through your ranks. You recognize this as Fuller, your guide and project manager who's come to greet you from Arkeen and escort you here. And as he's walking through the cabin, you guys catch a view along that expanse of the 16-kilometer wide fissure that rips open the desert scape. This is the Fearum Rift. And a slight mirrored glint you catch as that sun kind of passes, and Fuller kind of walks up to the display. Well, listen up, lot. We're gonna fly down there, and we gotta hurry. We're on a tight timeline, and it looks like we're running behind. There's the HQ, the Prism Bridge, we call it. We're gonna lower you down into the canyon. And from there, the copter shakes and the lights kind of flicker on and off. He kind of looks forward. The pilot looks back at him frantically. Something's wrong, sir. Something's wrong. And you see the lights dim and you guys drop a little bit. And it steadies out. Fuller works his way over to the pilot's chamber. And you hear him briefly shouting about, we're behind schedule. We're running late. We can't just fly close to the ground. What would you guys like to do at this moment?
I would like to take as much time as I can, as I have available to me, to make a calculated prediction.
Go ahead.
So I believe the way this works is I spend a few minutes to meditate upon predicting the future. This requires an understand test with a difficulty of 4. If successful, I may ask you to state something that is likely to occur in the future.
Awesome.
So with a difficulty of 4, that's 4d20?
No. So you are relative difficulty in this game works on successes. Successes are based on your dice pool. Your dice pool are based on the 2d20 system. You get 2d20 to start, and then we'll receive a +1 for having a focus in that skill.
Right.
So you take your skill, and your drive, you add those two numbers together, and successes come in the form of numbers that are equal or lower to that D20.
Okay.
So go ahead, start with 2, and tell me what skills you're using. Skills and drives.
So I'm going to use my skill of truth, which is 7, and sorry, I'm going to use the drive of truth and the skill of understand. If I had to put a focus on it, it would be deductive.
I would say this is pretty good, close to that. I'd say
Yeah.
you've been doing that for the flight, and it's only now that you've been kind of shooken loose by the condition of the Omnihopter that you kind of fully realize your vision.
2D20, right?
Yep.
That's a 10, and that's cocked.
If you'd like to use, so in this instance, you would need, for a challenge of 4, you need 4 die. Like you need to have at least 4 die to get 4 successes, or 2 criticals.
Okay.
So 1 success on this because your focus matches your skill and the situation that you're trying to achieve, you can get an automatic critical on your success. So that basically doubles your success. So 1 success is worth 2. So you can succeed this with 2 die, but you need 2 die to roll true for you.
Okay.
And under your, what was your, you said 7 was your drive?
7 was my truth drive, yeah.
Yeah,
and
what was
my understand is 8.
8. So you need to under 15.
Okay.
Odds are pretty good.
Under 15? Yeah, I got a 2 and a 15 and a 10.
Nice.
Yeah. So
2, 15, and a 10.
Yeah.
So like that will, those are all criticals basically. So now you guys have filled up your momentum roll. So the way we're going to track momentum is I made these fun little cards based on the beautiful art in the book. So I'm going to throw these out here so that you guys can see them. Hopefully you guys can kind of see them. Always ask if you can't. That's about as far as I reach, so that's as good as it gets. So you get 3 extra successes, and you can use those successes during to get more information, or in combat, possibly do more damage, or possibly even use that momentum to carry your turn in the initiative. So how would you like to spend your extra momentum?
Okay, I would like to.
Currently have 6 because of your roll.
Right. So I would like to, for first, find out what's going wrong, or to know what's going wrong.
Okay.
And then I would like to, I suppose, use that momentum to calculate the best way to solve this problem, and keep tabs on who to chastise for it when we get out of this.
Sure. So I'll say that's 3 momentum used. A lot of information to uncover. Awesome. With such a sick roll, though, I think you pretty much unlock it. And it's not so much that you're thinking like, oh, what's going to go wrong? You felt something amiss, so you began your meditation, and as soon as it starts to shake, your eyes kind of snap open, and you just say the words, sabotage. And you immediately understand that there's no way out of this. Sabotage is a part of Canley. It's a part of life in this universe, in the Imperium. On Arrakis, they don't mess around. You know that this vessel is going down, and all you can do is spare your allies, perhaps, the injuries that are involved in that. You get a slight inclination that a competent pilot, especially with your experience in the Omnihopter, a pilot would have caught this. How would you like to proceed? Or anybody else has any action at this time? So you just heard Cassian's, or you heard him kind of stir awake and say sabotage.
And the moment I hear him say sabotage, I want to immediately scan my surroundings, looking at anything in the Omnicopter to save and protect myself as well as my teammates, and something that could potentially get us out of this and land safely on the ground, even if it's just us exiting the Omnicopter, parachute of sorts, as
All
it
right.
were.
Yeah. How would you like to do this? So would you like to go through understand? Seems like a
Yeah, I'm going to go through
hot
understand
choice.
and my deductive reasoning, and
Sure.
and to be examining my surroundings. And
Does this fit into any of your drives, or would you like to
yeah,
just roll a
and
skill?
my duty to do what must be done
Protect
must
your
be
house.
done to protect my house to
Okay.
get us continuing on this mission.
ahead.
And so for that,
So I'll give you three pool on that. So
That's-
3d20,
right,
and I'll say a DR of 2.
DR2. Okay. So and those two together are
Yep. Add that together, and then you're trying to
16.
beat it. So
Okay.
you're trying to match or beat 16.
Yep. Yes, I got 16 and 12.
16 and 12, both successes. And
Yes.
criticals for that. Well, one of them is, so you'll earn another 2 momentum and a successful roll.
Okay. So then, with that, I'm immediately assessing my surroundings for an escape to take my teammates and I and get them safely to the ground.
All right. Yeah, I'd say you kind of know the ins and outs of the Omnihopter, and you pull yourself close to Tylen and kind of like press her up against the wall, grab your friends over here and kind of press them, and you kind of know that this side of the Omnihopter will survive a nice, like, kind of skim across the ground, and you just kind of shout out to Cassian that you need to, put the tail down for the crash landing, and that gives you all the insight that you need.
Yes.
Awesome. Anybody else want to take a quick action here while we are crashing?
I had some questions for Fuller, but might have to wait till later,
Yeah, and
or
you see
however
Fuller
many
just
pieces are left.
hanging in there, like pointing to the ground, trying to point out an area. And as you see that, you look through that front window and you just see a storm rolling in, the giant wall of a sandstorm. And as that kind of catches your gaze, a little bit of white steam rising out of the rift. It has come to its release in it's now ejecting tons of raw spice and steam into the atmosphere, and you guys know that was your moment. You guys were supposed to go in right after that happened, because it's only a few hours in between each burst. And the ship starts to go down. You hear the winds closing in as that spice you kind of see in the distance twinkles in that twilight verge over top of the rift, and that starts to twist and turn. The Omnicopter going down a little bit, and what would you like to do?
I would like to see where I use my understand focus for danger sense.
Okay.
And then combine that probably with my truth, trying to figure out where exactly we are in this space, and like how dangerous, and basically once we get out of the ship, what we're going to be dealing.
Yeah, you take a read of the land and
Yeah.
kind of guess, your trajectory. Sure.
So it's 15.
Okay. And just the
So-
2d20.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got a 9 and an 11.
9 and 11 both work. Excellent. Any of those criticals for your
No.
skills? Nope.
No, unfortunately not.
And I will take a threat point. Threat points work a lot like momentum, but they work for me. So I can make things more difficult and also make things, or give myself some die to roll and turn it into a challenge. You say that now.
Yes.
Hey, I rolled a natural 20, complication. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, you see with 2 successes very easily for you, you kind of gauge, we have this amount of time before that storm hit. It's going to be this bad. You recognize the lay of the land, like, okay, I got a single mountain over here to the east. I will follow that and move over to the one space. You have now cut down your guys', assuming you survive, travel time by a huge degree with 2 successes. And with that, the Omnicom drops again and all the lights kind of shut off, and you just see Fuller turn around. You best grab onto your butts. And he kind of pulls over, strapping himself in as the Omnicopter weenies and kind of plummets as the wind just catches it at the last minute. Would you like to take an action? With your skill, like based on your abilities with the Omnihopter?
Yes. So I will. I would like to try to minimize the damage to this vessel and the passengers in it.
Awesome.
For if it's been sabotaged, if we land safe enough, we can maybe fix it just enough to get the
Sure. I'll let the hell.
the hells out of here.
Let's see it. How's this going to work for you?
It'll be a move, I guess. It'll be like a move. I guess.
What is your skill under for Omnihopter?
It's in move, and that is my secondary, so that'll be 6.
All right.
And I don't know if I apply a drive to it or not.
If you feel one can apply, then give it a try. Also, I'll challenge a drive and say that I might not have this skill, but right now I believe that one of your drives can make that work. Duty
Okay.
or something like that. To protect the
I will say that I do have a drive and a statement for it that will fit. My duty is +6, and my statement for it is what must be done must be done.
Nice. So Kashmir is repping pretty hard tonight on that statement. So yeah, let's see it. I think that.
So that's a
12.
that's a 12, and that'll be just
12. 3 for
3?
your skill and your focus in
Right.
that skill.
Okay.
It's very specific, so I'll give you an extra.
excellent.
Feel free to use momentum as well, just as a reminder, guys, because you can generate it really quickly. So
That is 3 successes: a 6, a 3, and a 2.
yeah, those are all successes and criticals at that. So you're back up to full momentum. How do you see this playing out?
If the storm is throwing us topsy-turvy, I would like to try to compensate for the loss of function in the ship. So like a normal action that would really bank us, like isn't. So I'm just gonna use that to calculate where we're at and just kind of like
less
level us out.
More bird.
Right.
Yeah, all right. So as you do that, you kind of set its offset wings kind of level to each other. And just as the wind takes you, you kind of open them up again. The pilot just sits there astounded. And you very methodically, very calmly kind of revert it, and all of you just feel those G's sucked back against that wall and the straps as it kind of almost enters this spin, and it just feels like you're in a dead spin.
In the apex of this, I speak to the pilot and I say, I know this is a turbulent time, but I insist you pay attention.
Love it. And as you say that, it just almost like a moment of clarity, almost as if the wind has now come under your control and the ship just kind of levels out and just slowly lowering. And Stung just kind of says, 10 feet, and you skip off the ground and bounce again, and you crash into that like soft stand, and it just explodes around. The wings ripped off, the engines torn away. It turns and rolls, and you bury yourself into the sand, and you all come to a stop. Everybody give me a move roll. Just a straight move roll. I'll say that's with 2d20, as always. And I say everybody can have 1 extra d20 based on the efforts of Jovis here. Or Jovis? Jovis.
2 5s
Okay.
and a 1, so 3 crits.
3 crits. You are fucking breakdancing.
I've been here before.
You would.
You guys ever seen?
I rolled a 12, a 13, and a natural 20.
Ooh, so that's a complication. So how complications work? Natural 20s in this game are no good. So it kind of comes up. You do not fail any of your successes. So your success in that skill check still goes through, but there will be a complication that might cause some problems later. So for this, it will be something like you were there in the pilot. You weren't really strapped in, and as you're kind of turning to say that to the pilot, you set it down, and the pilot actually comes forward and like bonks you in the side of the head with his helmet. And I think you're not so much bruised or injured. You're just actually like really frustrated. Like, that's the money.
Yeah. I need this.
Get your weak hands out of here and your stupid helmet. Yeah.
Anyone who's played Dungeons and Dragons with me is gonna laugh, but I got a 1, a 5, and a 19.
Nice. Oh, well, 1 is a critical.
Yeah,
So that's a
Good one.
I know. I was made for this game.
So 2 successes and 1 failure. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are all fine. There's no injuries aside from you're just a little bit ticked off. Your ear is kind of like pulsing a little bit. And we have our first redemption. More sand. So somebody in the audience has said more sand. So there is, as that storm sets in, you guys now see through some of the breaks and the broken windows, sand just pouring in through all the sides and all the windows, and your visibility has now been reduced to 10 feet for 2 rounds. Is how that's going to work.
Can I use my Mentap powers of calculation and deduction to find out who did that on the chat and where they live? I want to know where they stay, who they know, who they love.
I think in order for that to happen, they'll have to use 1,000 channel points, and you'll have to get vision beyond the veil. That one. So if anybody's out there, they want that to happen.
You gotta drink that extra special worm
Would it be
juice.
telling me about this?
Yeah. All right, so
I'm going to key their car.
The Omnihopter has crashed. You guys are much closer than you would have been had you let that nincompoop stay at the wheel. You guys are now kind of getting closed in as that sets in, and you just see. I forgot his name.
Fuller?
You win if you tell me my.
Fuller?
Fuller.
Go
Yeah,
easy
right
on
my
the
page.
Pepsi.
I'm nervous. So you just see Fuller kind of pick himself up, dust off the sand, and just turn to you like, "That was a hell of a move, man.
I know.
I might owe you one."
And you do.
Pack up, guys. We're going on foot, looks like,
Cassian.
and we are behind schedule.
Yes, sister.
Okay, Cassian. Set a timer for 2 hours.
It is set.
Thank you.
Awesome.
The geyser goes off every 2 hours because I did the homework.
And Fuller pushes open the door and kind of crawls out. You guys see you're almost sinking in this soft sand now. This is really fine granular stuff, and as it pours into the Omnihopter, and as you guys climb out, you just see you are covered in spice. As this is a place, this is unrefined and unprocessed, even by the worms. This is raw, almost that blue and kind of reddish, like deep tones intermixing in this iridescent color. It's just, you are covered in it. This is worth more than you've ever seen in your life.
In this,
But only Harkonnen refines it, and you ain't getting out of here with the stuff in your pockets, as far as you know. So
in this state, it doesn't affect us. It's unrefined.
no, everybody's also in your still suits and wearing your rebreathers, so you are free to kind of rebreathe in that. And another is redeemed. Fear is the mind killer. So that puts my threat points up to max.
Oh,
What?
they
Don't
suck.
be afraid.
What?
So there's another point redemption from our chat.
All right. Whoever
that
it
just
was,
makes
I will
everything
find
a
you.
little bit more difficult. Awesome. And, Vision Beyond the Veil has been redeemed. So
gotta
we need
make
the
these
choice
more
of the player. Is this for Cassian or is this for one of our other players? This is a busy chat. So Vision Beyond the Veil will give you guys the ability to see into the future or beyond the veil. Then you can, it'll actually give you a whole reroll. So if you ever make a mistake, you don't get any, you don't get enough criticals or enough successes to your liking, you get a full reroll. So yeah, once the chat lets us know what player they picked, we'll kind of go from there. So you guys crawl out of the Omnihopter and now 10 feet less, or you got 10 feet of visibility. What would you guys like to do?
Well, go ahead. I was gonna say I'd start to lead the way as I feel like I'm very familiar with this area.
Follow the Fremen.
So again, I would use my danger sense to scope out the area, and again, probably with just the truth to make sure that there is no anything coming around the corner, anything that would be too concerned about.
Right.
As I lead the team into finding the spice on the planet that I'm incredibly familiar with.
Yep.
So I'll use a point of momentum to make it
Sure.
3 dice.
And I will use 3 threat to increase the DR to 3.
Okay. Can we spend momentum after you've done this?
You can.
Yeah? I'm gonna spend 1 more.
Okay.
So I have 2 8s and a 12, so I got 3 successes and a failure. And I got a 16.
Okay. So 3 successes is enough. No, they're giving me the choice of the player. Well, I gotta go with Cassian on this one for the vision.
It doesn't have to be me.
Well,
but I know how
decide
it
who
would be
is,
if it
and I
was.
decide it's you.
Okay, cool.
Because I think you kind of touched the future a little bit already. So you kind of built that in. So I'm going to give you, just you can mark it down on your page. You'll get 1 determination for your successful pilot roll as well. You'll get a determination, and you'll get a determination.
Oh.
Everybody gets a determination. And those work a little bit like inspiration. But you can mark down a vision beyond the veil, just a V with a circle around it or something like that. And we'll keep track of that if you ever need to re-roll.
Okay.
And Anti-Masker has been redeemed for Cassian as well. Everybody's loving. I don't know if they're picking on you or loving you. So Anti-Masker works as you guys crawl out of the sand, your rebreather malfunctions, and you get a little taste of that sweet, sweet spice.
Great.
So you are basically stunned for the next little bit, and somebody will have to kind of like push you along as your eyes just dilate, and you're just like, whoa, the truth is in the sand, man.
It appears that the unrefined spice might be mixed with refined.
You think you say as you drool all over yourself.
Okay. Is this gonna affect that timer? Because that's kind of important.
Have you ever just looked at your hands?
Yeah.
They can touch everything but themselves.
There are 304,621 grains of sand in my underpants. In my dead fashion.
Beat ya.
You, as a Fremen, you know that this is dangerous territory, and then the Twilight Verge is a place where young sandworms kind of flourish as they leave the stage of being a sand trout and kind of come together in their final form of the sandworm, or of the fully fledged sandworm, the Shuhaldi. As the sand shifts under, you know that regardless of impact, a worm is a very curious and aggressive creature on a good day. And you think it's very important to get the hell moving.
We're going to have to start focusing up on getting out of here, group. There is 100% a worm, and I can definitely feel it. And my only suggestion at this point is to get a move on, because these are young, aggressive ones.
Your eyes are beautiful.
And I walk over and pick up my friend Cassian and put him over one of his arm over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Where do his
All right,
eyes
Cassian,
end and
come
the
on.
cosmos begin?
Absolutely, my friend. But please, let us get a move on here. Let's save ourselves this conversation for a little while later, shall we?
Tis by my will alone I will need help.
Absolutely.
Can I use my constantly watching talent with my discipline and observation to detect enemies nearby.
Sure.
And try and get, including the two who are not in our party
and
in our house.
you see him pull the pilot. He's all dazed, kind of bloodied. You see he might have broken his arm or something like that. As he kind of pulls him out of the sand, he just kind of like looks over and just like eye contact. Go ahead, make your roll.
Beautiful. With 1 or 2?
This will always 2 to start, and then 1 if you feel like it nails a statement and focus.
Lovely. Well, I feel like truth is a keystone to morality. I'm trying to find the truth around me. Got a 20 and a 13.
Ooh. Complication. So what was your total to
Really
be?
sandy. So I add my drive and my skill for that, correct? That is it's 11.
Oh, darn, I was gonna say, and this is a step I've been forgetting as the GM. I'm supposed to like set the challenge rating so you guys know how hard it is. So if I forget, just remind me on your guys' turn before you roll the die to ask
I'm too sandy to be upset with
It
you.
was just a 1, but unfortunately you do not succeed, and the complication that arises as you kind of like blurrily see them, you get the idea that they no longer trust you and that they will be walking behind you.
Great, worm bait.
All right. And you guys press on, following your
Press
friend.
on. I've got Cassian under my arm.
Yeah.
I'll
All right.
stay close to the Fremen.
I'll say for Stung, you can give me kind of like we'll say maybe like a move. And anything else in your drives that you feel like could benefit your guys' journey? You're trying to basically make good time away from the fallen copter as well as...
Oh, I'd say probably my power is my statement is strength is nothing without space. So I probably want to make sure that we get as far away from where we were.
Yeah, I think that nails it. Yeah, that's
Before
perfect.
we leave, is there anything salvageable in the copter?
You can give me a roll for that if you'd like to risk it.
So
Okay, well, these guys are
I will
not
add a
friends.
threat now for the time.
13 I have to beat. And it's just a challenge of 1?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll say because of your criticals earlier, this is just a challenge of 1. You got a good lay of the land.
Okay. I got a 4 and an 18, so 1 success.
1 success. Yeah, and you kind of set that pace. And as you take that step forward, the chat comes again, and more sand pours onto you guys, and just as it clears, you spot that mountain you saw to the east, and you're like, I know exactly where I am. You take 1 step, and it's just a wall of sand again. Your vision is again reduced by 10, so this will add difficulty. It'll make it 2 for you to kind of scan the Omnihopter for anything.
Spend a
Can I
spend those.
a
Those are
momentum
easy to
point
get.
Or 2,
Yeah.
since we're at full?
It's very easy for me to get more
dice.
for us.
I confuse the sand with rain, and I try to open my mouth to catch them.
And I immediately
his mouth.
I'm like, dude, no.
No, close his mouth.
Okay, so that's
He's our timer.
40-20 roll.
Oh, man.
Yep. What am I trying to beat?
This will be a DR of 2.
It's first time. It's first time.
Well, I got. Wait, it's kind of like on the side.
Yeah.
Well, re-roll a cocked die.
A cocked die?
Cocked, as in no longer.
Sorry.
Correct.
6, 7, 9, and 4.
6, 7, 9, and 4. Those sound like a lot of successes to me. And some criticals. So 1, 2. You guys, you kind of quickly scan, and you know you don't have a lot of time. And you kind of push the other 2 out of the aside, and you kind of start pulling at this long line of cable and kind of like toss it out to your Fremen guide. So you guys will know, as you guys are all linked together, you are no longer kind of affected by not being able to see. So you've now eliminated the chance that you will get lost in the sand.
Hooray, I'm
With that
useful.
roll, you guys press forward through the blazing sand and the heat even of this area. You almost feel that like rare sense of moisture that is, you've almost never felt it on your skin. You never felt that stick to your skin. It's almost too hot and dry on Arrakis to even sweat. But now you feel that sand kind of sticking to you and tacking to you, and it feels like you guys are just trudging forever. And as you come up to the break, you see a tall, long cable leading about 60 feet into the air. And as you kind of take another step forward, Stung, you kind of put your hand out to stop the group, and there you see a huge fissure in front of you leading down into the ground, and right above you, you see the sand kind of breaking against the mirrored exterior hull of a space cruiser with its engines on, just kind of hovering, pulling those tethers tight. So you kind of get the conclusion that the bridge you guys are looking for, the prison bridge, is actually two ships spanning the fissure, with connected in the middle, and in the middle, dangling in the wind of the storm, you see a large metal prism kind of hanging for it. These are a mining tool often used to plug holes, and kind of they usually just drop it down into places where they've been mining to collect and gather some spice minerals, particularly unconditioned or on just raw spice. And as you do that, Fuller kind of pulls up, kind of hands you the cable back, and he points to the ship, and he says, "All of you guys, gather in," and kind of signals, has a little light, kind of a flare that he lights and kind of tosses it in, and the door opens, a ladder descends, you guys climb up into the ladder, and into what's kind of like a little clean room, a little airlock as the door shuts behind you and closes, and there's a loud kind of vacuum noise. This is kind of like it's kind of like a quarantine area. It's almost like it's trying to decontaminate you, but instead it's actually just like a huge vacuum that's sucking all the spice off of you guys and off of your still suits. And you just kind of sit there and endure for a moment, and as that happens, you kind of come back to what a wild ride that was. Yeah.
I would like to use my mentat discipline to kind of calculate how long I was out and get back on my 2-hour timer.
Sure, give me a roll for that.
So I'm gonna make an understand test, and I get to count one of the D20s I roll as a critical.
Nice. Oh, just automatically?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's clutch. Yeah, let's see it.
So I'm just gonna roll one, I guess.
Yeah.
And I rolled what was my challenge rating on that?
It would just be a 1.
Okay, cool. Then I rolled a 7 plus my understand, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, nailed it. And yeah, so that's 2 criticals because you're under. So yeah, you get that it's been about 26 minutes. So that leaves you guys about 90 minutes to get down.
About 26 minutes, but
You have no
about
idea just how out you were.
about doesn't cut it for me. I'll need a bit more time, but I will recalibrate. Forgive me. Onward.
And as that kind of the vacuums dull down, Fuller kind of looks up. Well, that was fucking crazy. I'm lucky to have you guys. I would have been left out there for sure, eaten by some filthy worm. As you've seen, the prison bridge, as we like to call it here, is something we're very proud of. But I just want to remind you guys that there's pilots piloting these 2 ships at all manner of the day, so I just want you guys to be quiet. When you go in there, it's a very tight space. We're going to be in and out because we are behind schedule. So
You keep saying that. Why is that?
Because the fissure erupts every 2 hours.
Fissure erupts every 2 hours.
Yes,
We
I know,
need to
but why
We
are-
only have so much fuel in the bridge before we need to get the hell out of here.
Right.
And the longer we stay, the more likely the locals are going to take a notice to us. So just please be quiet when we enter.
How much
Right?
fuel do we have left?
I don't know. A lot of sand. Because that's all I know. Because that's all I've seen for the last hour. So please, just have some respect for my pilots.
I'll tell you the odds if you have our backs.
And then he'll open the airlock door on the inside of the ship. The door slides open, and as soon as it does, you just see a very similarly dressed Bene Gesserit woman, a little bit older, kind of step forward with a very accusatory finger and just say, "You are late! What gives you the right?" And she just starts yelling, and you see the bunks above just kind of stirring and tossing over. "I can't believe the audacity to do this to House Tantor. In here. What is this?" And she kind of examines you and kind of gives you a little bit of a measure. So she's going to attempt an understand and faith. 2 successes. So basically the way that works is you can kind of challenge that. And
Depends what she sees.
yeah, well, she's definitely giving you a measure of like how Gesserit is this Benny. Like, so she wants to like, she just
I'm
wants a
the
measure of your
Benniest of
character.
Jess.
So you can roll in a challenge.
Deal.
What
What
So you are now trying to beat 2 successes. So you're basically trying to, I think this would be communicate. And it can be something like faith or duty or power.
I would like power.
Okay,
It's a
let's-
bigger number. 18 and 13. So for communicate and power, that would be 12.
Okay.
I'm Sandy.
Yeah.
God.
And she just kind of measures you and says, "House Kashmir, is it?" And kind of goes off of that, stopping at you. You're not from Kashmir, are you?
Yeah, I'm not.
And she kind of like flicks your chin a little bit flirty, like, "You'll be very useful later." And again, another boisterous presence just kind of fills the room behind her. "Who is it? Who is it?" And he kind of stumbles up, and like you can see him, he's well into his cups. This very elaborate dressed cape wearing dude with a little bit of a pomp top kind of rising high above his head, and his slightly reddish hair. You get the impression that it might have been sprinkled in there. And you get the idea that this is, maybe not who is supposed to be here. And you just see Fuller's face just go white. And he kind of very awkwardly bows. "You guys are late. You're supposed to be in the hall already. Is this how you come and do your work? Is this how Kashmir functions?" Kind of looks at you and you can see a little bit of nervousness, like Mentats definitely scare this guy. What would you guys like to do?
Heir to House Tanto, I presume.
In the flesh. And you see Lady Serene, the Bene Gesserit escort for him, just kind of,
Does this bitch have eyebrows?
yes.
She's a Reverend Mother.
So she just kind of ushers you in. "We do not have much time. I apologize for my lord." "You don't apologize for me!" And he kind of takes his position down and just kind of measuring all of you with his nose in the air. "I know it's a bit of a surprise, but House Tantor wanted to protect their potential interests here. And being related to Harkonnen didn't hurt. Mind your tongues. come with me. And she'll kind of step forward, leading you guys towards the platform. And as she does, she kind of shows you the prism that you'll be descending in. So, as you may know, we received a signal. Signal was deciphered and illegible, even for the mighty houses that came to call. Yours was among the top listed, and because of your success in deciphering the layout and the structure of the language, I suppose it brings you great honor to do this for Harkonnen.
Indeed it does.
Yes, absolutely.
Good. I'm glad you feel the same way.
Is that all we are here for?
Pardon?
Is that all we are here for?
You are here to find the source of the signal. We have selected, or hopefully selected the right house, and the house has selected the right people. I see we have scholars among us.
Indeed you do.
Some say.
Okay, so she's going to try and take a measure of you with one success. So it's a challenge roll, so you can do a similar roll to Tylen.
This would be communicate.
Communicate, and then one drive that you want to kind of draw on. Or it doesn't have to be communicate, but...
But I also use cool under pressure
Yeah, sure.
for an automatic success.
Yep. So that pretty much negates the roll.
Yeah.
And if you had and needed momentum, you would have earned it. And she'll take a measure of you as well.
So then I will use my communicate with deductive, or my charm, along with truth, basically just to be as honest as I am about the situation. So that would be a 14. I got one failure and one success.
Oh, that beats her. So she, as far as anybody is concerned, is in the presence of two well-respected scholars.
And in that moment, though, I want to take a measure of her as well.
Sure, right back.
And find, and use my communicate with my persuasion to see if there's information I can garner about anything that we might need to know.
Sure.
Going down into this fissure.
Give me a roll.
And I'm going to do that with my power as well. So those who have it need to seldom wield it. So that's 13. And actually, I'll also use...
Momentum?
Yes.
Sure.
to
Yeah,
add a
and
die in
I'll
there.
use the thread as well. So give me a difficulty.
2 2s and 20.
2 2s and a 20. So that is a complication, but 2 successes. She'll roll against that with
Can
one
I
threat.
assist in this?
No, it doesn't really, not in this circumstance, unfortunately. But that is something that can happen. She rolled a 3 total with a critical on one of those. So you don't really get a measure of her. Her cold, cool, and calculated presence is very well designed and very well defined. And you can't really see through that visage. Yeah, I think the complication will kind of line up with our little bit of what happened in the chat here. So you get anti-masker. So as you kind of see that, and you see this like solid visage, and her presence kind of almost overwhelm you. You go to like adjust a little bit, and you kind of knock free your rebreather, and just get a little. The vacuum's missed a little something, and your eyes just open wide up, and you are now stoned for 2 rounds. Awesome. So, with all that, I think it's time we get going. You have only a limited time now to get down and up. I hope you're ready for a little bit of a ride. We'll have to go faster than planned.
How much time do we have exactly?
You're
Before
that.
That's why I'm asking.
And you see her face like, I
Sorry, I was asking you, Tim.
I would say you have exactly 26 minutes and 44 seconds.
And I say that 26 minutes and 44 seconds to be exact.
It's good you brought a clock.
Weird thing in your mouth.
Serene, sister, on our way down, I have questions.
I lean into the.
I would not
frame and
be
I'm like, I
joining
think it's a spell.
such an excuse.
Then walk us to the door.
Yes, feels like that kind of group.
I'd like to learn about the events leading up to the receiving of the distress signal, and I'd like to use my prana bindu to like become very physically imposing.
Right, okay.
So I will use my power. All power invites challenge, and I would like to use my communicate, which is persuasion. So again, 8 and 4, number to beat is 12.
Yeah.
And I can re-roll one of these. I'm gonna re-roll, but not with that dice. You get out of here. Friends off. They were both 17s. So a 6 and a 17.
6 out of 7? Oh,
6 and 17.
Okay. Well, one success. She will roll to oppose. She has a similar talent. Oh, that's 2 successes already. She'll re-roll that one that was sucky to see if she crits. No. So she's got 2. So she's not really impressed, but we'll give you some of that information that you asked for. And she kind of goes into detail about the ship was just doing a normal survey. It's a House Tantor ship, and the Lord has insisted we explore areas as of yet unmarked on the maps.
How long
one
ago
of
was this?
Many routine flights over this area, as we've lost several ships to unknown causes, we received a distress signal, as your house was so eager to discover for us. This distress signal is old.
Do we know
and
how
coming
old?
from the Bene Gesserit themselves. This is old. And she'll open the door to the airlock, and it closes on one side and opens on the other, and sand just rushes in as we got another more sand redemption from the chat, and it just pours in. You guys, instead of having my beautiful description, will now see sand.
Who is in the chat?
Hayden Christensen, what do we do?
I normally assume it's you, but you're here.
Yeah,
so
right? I got agents.
Can I use Stung as a human shield? Or
Yeah.
hide behind him?
Yeah, and you guys kind of the wind blowing and the storm still raging, and the catwalk in front of you leading out, kind of swaying in the wind as these 2 ships just struggle to kind of keep in line with each other, and you guys will take a walk out onto the catwalk. Give me
Help this guy.
yeah.
No.
Hold him, sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys.
I just
kinda-
walk
More
a little.
prana bindu.
Just a little bit of a space. Like this
I
is their
must not
problem.
fear. Fear is the mind
your
killer.
problem.
Fear is the
I'm,
little death.
in the words of the immortal DJ Guru, I'm gonna try and get my mind right. I'm gonna take a sip of Sappho juice.
Yeah, all right. That's one of your assets. So in this game, you are awarded assets, which you can kind of pull on a lot like items. But those assets aren't only items. Some people have some things that are like information and blackmail, and those kind of assets can be applied during the game.
You remind me of this after we leave the little drunken spoiled
he reminded
fellow.
me. All right. So yeah, give me guys a move roll. This will be this is a difficulty of 0, but you can still fail it if you don't get any successes. So you just need 1 success to.
And then a 3.
Yes.
Can we use some points for this?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use a momentum.
Use a point for this.
Yeah.
I'm in there right now. I'm feeling a little woozy.
Yeah,
I'm,
sure, that
I feel like my limberness, however, is helping me move with the wind. Move with the wind.
So as I step out, I say,
Well, fuck.
"It is by will alone that I set."
I'm holding on to you. This is going to make it difficult for the both of us.
And I rolled a 14 and a nat 20.
I was fine. I
Good
rolled a
game,
4.
guys. Good game.
I didn't have to say shit, and I
rolled
was
a 15,
fine.
a 12, and an 8.
15, a 12, and an 8, and you were beating.
Beating a 6.
Yeah.
This is not good math.
What was I trying to beat? Sorry. Oh, for move.
It's just a move, and if you felt like one of your drives could save you in this moment.
It's a
Just out
6.
there.
Yeah, move swift. So I guess I'm
We're
just
lose
gonna
2 of our
like
party members.
bend a
Just
gesture
walking off the
type and just
catwalk.
yeet. Yeah.
So you got a success, and then that's a critical because you can just swiftly move across. So you and Stung kind of like get to the prism in the center. You kind of crawl down, you like hop down onto the center and kind of get a gauge of your circumstance. And you realize the others aren't around you at all. So what happens is, as you're kind of experiencing time from a new perspective, you kind of trip a little bit, and you go to like put a hand out, and as you put a hand out, he just kind of like disappears into like the more sand that was just redeemed in the chat.
Three
And as you guys
Stooges.
look down, it's just sand everywhere, and you kind of miss, and as you take a second step, you kind of trip on him. Both of you guys kind of like land on each other, and in this moment, you guys are in peril. Would you like to make a move to take yourselves out of danger? You are kind of under the threat of possibly falling off.
Yeah.
I would like to calculate which one of us is a greater asset for the quest at hand.
You're our timer.
I am
All right.
so fucked.
So we could replace it
So
with a
he's
clock,
going to
though.
calculate. What would you like to do? And
So
you see, like, you guys are like holding on to each other, and you're like looking at each other as you're like on opposite ends of the catwalk.
how fucked am I at this moment though? On Spice.
You're well enough to like play, like you can
right.
still perform and do stuff. It's just kind of a bit of a flavor. Oh, and on that
Then
note,
I will
speaking
use
of
my-
flavor, Cassian, you get an anti-maxer little taste.
Wow, they really want me gone, huh?
Yeah.
So now we're both just.
Who's out there trying to get me? Damn.
Give you that dry mouth and
but-
shit. Like, it's sandy enough out here.
In that moment, however, I'm going to use my deductive reasoning, my understand, to grasp what is happening around me,
Sure.
and my duty and my drive to fulfill my destiny. And
Right.
I am
Okay, yeah, I'll
in
hear
this,
that.
in this moment, and looking at what would allow me to land on this bridge, even if that means throwing my dear friend off the other side.
Right. Go ahead and give me that roll then.
And I'm also going to take 2 points there.
Okay. Ooh.
The internet's gonna eat you
on
if
ya.
you let him die.
What would you like to do? How would you like to?
So I want to ask, does the anti-masker effect take place before I make my calculation or after?
It's mid.
I'd say mid-calculation, yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Mid-calculation.
Suddenly, all these numbers they just make sense.
I rolled a 3, a 17, a 14, and a 10 against a 16.
Okay. Yeah, that works. You get that, like, you kind of come to, and you kind of like use your other hand to like push off of the catwalk and realize that, like, for a second there you would have let go of your friend, but he might also still let go of you, and if he does that, like, you might both go over. So you kind of like readjust your grip on him, making it more difficult for him to release you.
Do a flip.
I say it'll affect the DR a little bit. on what
Right.
you're trying
Okay.
to do, but-
So I'm still trying to think through it. Like, it's not my first time anymore. So I'm trying to think through and past the effects of the spice.
Yeah, you recognize it, and I'd say
I did drink
Yeah.
Sappho as well. So if I'm
Yeah.
trying to like mix this cocktail up,
Yeah, you partying, man. You
Yo.
fucking partying.
red pill, blue pill, take both, baby. Let's get faded.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say it'll increase your DR, but because of the Sufa, you have critical on anything that is a success.
All right. Cool.
You have a DR of...
So I'm going to use. I guess I don't know what I would use. I guess I'm going to use a move action to try and get us
am I able to, through that
up
moment,
safely, right?
am I able to understand a leverage point where I could be like, if we use each other's weight, we can swing ourselves back up onto this
I would say
platform?
absolutely with that roll.
Okay.
So I turn and I like, Cassian, if we use each other here, we can get back on the platform immediately. You must use your weight against me.
And you recognize the voice, but not the duck.
Right.
That's hot.
I think your webbed feet will give you an advantage.
Yeah.
It is a good plan.
All right, let's see
Oh
it.
shit.
Funny because
You're about to die.
I turn to her and I go, if you guys can't walk off a catwalk, I don't want to see how the rest of this shit
He's
goes.
not a cat. He's a duck. Pay attention.
I'm gonna roll move and I guess duty.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking to a duck, but what must be done must be done. Am I right?
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, so I get to add a third.
No, two
Nope,
die.
just two? Okay.
And you have
Use
momentum if
momentum.
you'd like to use
Okay.
it.
Use it.
I will.
Yeah, because any successes are a
I
critical.
can make
for you.
that really easily.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
Just one?
Let's do two.
Okay, so that adds two die to your roll. Yeah. And then also, just so you guys keep in mind for momentum, even if you don't get any successes, you can use momentum to re-roll one of those die. Or you can use your determination to do something similar on the cheat sheet there.
I also have
it has-
vision of the future that I won't use yet, but I do have it.
Yeah, and you also have a vision, so.
All right. So a 2, a 4, a 14, and a 17.
Trying to beat what?
I was asking you.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, sorry.
However, in this game, it might not be.
Trying to beat 12.
Yeah. Okay. 2, 4. So it's 2 successes. That's four successes for
Great.
you.
Cool.
So yeah, and with that, you just see this duck kind of lift itself up, and as he does, kind of land on his knees and use that leverage and momentum to kind of lift you up at the same time. You're already prepared for it with your hand on the strut, and you just kind of both pop up, kind of belly, hoo-ah! Yeah, grab onto each other.
Hello, old friend.
Awesome. Would you like? I don't know. There's not a whole lot you can do extra unless
Nope.
you'd like.
I'm just gonna say, for a moment, you were a Telelaxian duck, and I still cooperated.
Well, I appreciate that, my friend. But we are going to have to further discuss that later. At the moment, I think we
don't
must
think we
make our way to the platform ahead.
Right on. And you guys manage the rest of the distance. Your friends, maybe friends is a bit much. Your housemates are just kind of getting ready, kind of
Nobody
hunkered down a little bit, and you guys make your way down. And as they land, the two of you, Stung and Tylen, just see just dinner plates, hey guys, okay, I get it. And as that happens, you just hear a loud thud, and Fuller drops onto this as well. And from above, you now see his cape just wildly blowing in the wind. Lord Tantor, kind of looking down on you. You take him with you, and you make sure he does the job right this time, right? If you guys are thirsty, here's a little something. And he goes to spit at you guys, and it just hits him in the face because it's more windy than he can handle.
What?
Vile.
I look at Fuller and I say, you needn't speak ill of your house master, but if you are frustrated right now, blink once for yes and twice for no.
And Fuller will just look at you kind of dead set in the eye. He's no master of mine. And he kind of hit it! And as he does that, you just feel it drop. and slowly start to lower the cable, coming down bit by bit as the bridge above you just lost in the sand and lost in the darkness. And that brief moment as you enter and the wind picks up very slightly and then almost dissipates immediately, not carrying any of that sand with it, you see the walls flex, almost flexing inwards and out, the contours of this fissure carved by eons of pressure and spice exploding from below you, the shimmer of that blue and red intermixed within the rocks as you descend lower and lower and lower and lower, quiet from the wind, sand trickling down, the little bits of spice kind of lingering in the air as you get deeper and deeper into the crack.
Gandalf and a Balrog fall nearby.
Yeah.
Beat that. Denny Villeneuve. Fucking.
And as you guys get lower, it just seems to click on deeper and deeper. You hear a loud whooshing as the chat attacks you again with more sand! And there's a huge rush of sand as it blows past. You feel you feel it all sway back and forth, and you guys have lost the vision.
Where is it even coming from? It's so deep.
You get the idea that there's just like sand kind of like hanging over the edge of the fissure because of the storm, and it's just like a snowdrift fucking falling off the roof, and it just boof, like landing on you guys, and you
Hate
kinda
my
get caught
home.
up in that.
It almost feels like there's someone out to get us.
Right? I mean, what is this?
Can
We're
I
on a desert planet or something.
observe Fuller to try to get a better sense of like who he is, what kind of a person he is,
Sure.
why he's
I think
here?
that would be communicate and.
Yeah, communicate, and I'll do discipline, which is observe,
Okay.
and again I'll do truth.
Sure. Let's see it.
Keystone of morality. I'm trying to gauge whether he's trustworthy.
Sure. You go first, technically.
Yeah, no, technically,
forgot.
right. So I'm just doing math in my head, but I'm anxious.
It's like rolling dice.
So that's 13.
Yeah. I just got stumped.
Ooh.
12 and a 1.
Ooh, that's a crit.
That's a crit. And you were beating, sorry, what? 13?
13.
13?
Fuller,
Yeah,
talk to me.
3 successes. So on your first success, that's good. You can use 2 to replenish momentum, or you can find out more information per momentum. So you can use that extra wins as...
I like me my information as an
Right.
envoy.
Okay, great. So as you kind of examine him, and he was very distrustful, he kind of spotted you eyeing him earlier. So he's been really cautious and very careful, and you've actually noticed how careful he's been. Too careful for somebody who's just a mechanic. Somebody who's just, a numbers administrator. You see him dodge your gaze with a skill that could impress you to degrees you've seen other people that are close to you kind of avoid your look and avoid your gaze and kind of step around that. That's a lot more political skill than you thought a person of his position would need. You also see him.
Like a Bene Gesserit level?
No, he's not quite there, but you do notice that he notices you trying to see him, but he's not good enough to see past a Bene Gesserit's skill. And you also notice as he kind of paces, his eyes are dead set away from almost everybody, out into the mist as you slowly descend into it. And you go down into this, you get almost humidity. Strange feeling on Arrakis to be surrounded by this mist, almost lingering, but it's not just mist. It has that cinnamon and spice flavor of that raw and untreated material just lingering in the air. And as you notice past him where he's looking, you see a little twitch, and he goes for his blaster. Out into the wild, slowly relaxing. You hear a noise, almost like a deep thunder in the distance.
Young worms.
And you hear that deep guttural growl of earth moving. And as you see that along the walls, there are holes, massive holes. You thought this was just a part of the fissure that opened up, but you realize there is almost a circular nature to this tunnel. You look over to the other side and you see a tunnel almost perfectly adjacent. Or parallel. And you hear that noise in the distance, that growl, and the movement of the mist towards you. I don't like this one bit.
You don't need to like it, you just need to be aware of it.
We've lost a few of them.
Stung,
We've lost a few prisms in the last few days. We didn't know why. Well, I guess this makes perfect sense. Hope you brought something to kill a worm with.
So it's his first time in the tunnels, obviously.
This is the first time he's been sent down here.
Stung, can you tell if these are man-made tunnels?
I didn't bring anything to fight with.
Not your
Yeah,
friends,
I will. I will definitely use my danger sense and my truth of the area to know whether or not these are.
Sure.
What's going on?
Yeah, and you kind of just reach out and like tap him on the shoulder, and you have already started to put the pieces together.
I'll use 2 momentum.
Rerolls.
How much time do we have?
Oh yeah, I got 1 success there.
20. You'll.
There were 26.
Yeah, I'll have to go
6
again.
minutes in, past your deadline. You are now 34 minutes past your deadline.
So yeah, I got 1 success there.
So I think with your knowledge of the area, which we discussed earlier, you know that he's not just talking about the worms, that this area is protected. And that these are definitely Shalhaldu, like these are definitely worm tunnels. Be it smaller than you've seen in the past, but larger than you've seen on the surface for some of the young worms. These are
Teenagers in the basement.
teenagers in the basement. Yeah, that's probably exactly. And what's that mist? It smells not like cinnamon, but it's dang shit. And yeah, you also hear not just the sound of the powerful worms in the distance, like crossing this gap, going hole to hole. You hear another noise on top of it, a light howl. And you notice a little bit of the mist shift above you, below you. Something else comes. And we're gonna take a break right there. And we'll be back in about 5 minutes, maybe probably 7, but we'll do our best to make it 5 minutes. So hang out with us. Our moderator is going to join you guys in the chat, so there's not a moment missed. Thank you very so much. And we're not doing that this week, apparently. So we are going to be right back. Thank you very much, and we'll see you very soon for Dune Adventures in the Imperium. Shit, hi, welcome back. You guys totally got me. Hi, and welcome back to One Shot or Not, Dune Adventures in the Imperium. You are watching a Filthy Questline on a Filthy Lot Twitch or on a Filthy Questline YouTube. Thanks for coming back, and we are just getting into battle. But first, I'd like to shout out to the chat. We got some new followers. Emarock, Miss Molly B, and Ornithopteryx. There we go. I'll get better at that one
A
day,
dinosaur?
maybe. So thank you guys for new follows. We look forward to seeing you on all our streams every Tuesday at 3:30 Pacific time. Questions? Does the armor help with the sand? Well, thanks to chat, nothing can ever help with the sand.
No.
Because there's always more sand. Yeah, so our players do have the still suits on from Arrakis and from their houses to regenerate that water so they're not completely subject to all the elements. And it does provide quite enough protection from the sand. I mean, if you stayed out in the sandstorm, over a long enough timeline, you do start to take damage, but the armor itself is pretty okay for what you guys are throwing at it. That's not an invitation for more.
No.
And bits. We got 125 bits from Grave Mortem. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And Crashes to Ashes gifted a sub to Ruzilla. So we'll see you both later when we continue our streams every week, and Chef Kargs has resubbed. So thank you very much to the chat. Thank you very much for watching, and let's see the conclusion of our adventures in the Imperium. So before we left, Stung had noticed several things passing by in the mist, unknown to the rest of you, as you are focused on the sounds of worms crossing the chasm in the distance. What would you like to do?
I would first like to inform the group that, using my knowledge and expertise, this is completely foreign to me. I have no idea what we're dealing with going forward. So I best bet that we all get on our guard.
I'm
right.
just gonna draw my sword.
To be honest, at this point, I'm not exactly sure.
But that
Pays good.
information, there is no knowledge that is not power after all.
That is true, my friend.
And Fuller
And-
turns around just wide-eyed and like drenched.
Would I be able to use my failed navigator talent at this moment in hopes that my momentary glimpse into the universe would provide me, spending a determination point,
Yeah.
would provide me with some insight into my current situation or what is coming to get to reach my goal?
Yeah, definitely. And as as Stung turns to you and you a little bit more wide-eyed than you've seen so far, even when the omnicopter went down, he was pretty chill. Now, as you're like lowering into this kind of foreign terrain, you see a little twinkle in his eye that lets you know trouble's ahead.
Right.
And
There's
you
a
don't
black
like it.
spot on the sun today.
And as you see that, you get a flash of sand redeemed in your face.
God damn it.
From the chat.
That's about right. That's about right. You.
And in that sand,
All right.
you close your eyes and you
Thank
fight
you,
through
chat.
it.
I love you,
your
chat.
vision down, and you see it clearer, almost as if before the sand arrived. And you still use your eyes. You see the narrowing speck. You see a weird image from your vision of a triangle pointing down. You see right below your feet, as if there was nothing below you. The prism was gone. You were hanging in the mist, hanging in the air. You see the sleek outline of a ship, and you're back to reality.
How's your trip?
And with that, we will enter initiative.
Oh, okay.
So the way that initiative works in this game is a little bit different than some other tabletop games in that the storyteller can decide who gets to go first. In this instance, I'll let your team go first, and the mysterious assailant in the mist will go after you guys. So you decide amongst yourselves who would take the first action in this moment. Your enemy is still unseen, but you know that combat is imminent thanks to Stung and his Freeman intuition. So, who would like to take an action? You can, in this combat, kind of move to a new zone. This is kind of zone-based stuff. So you can move to a new zone, which you don't really have the option to unless you want to jump off, which is your
We
prerogative.
still have the cable with us that.
I don't know. Would you have kept the cable that you had pulled off the Omnihopter earlier to guide you guys through the... Yeah? Okay. Yeah, you guys got it. No?
Yeah.
You got it?
I don't know.
Yes, we have the cable.
Did you
Yes, we have
Yeah. I'm like
So
a magpie, sure.
Okay, yeah.
So the
You
cable?
got it on, yeah, she's got it on her shoulder.
All right.
But I'm also gonna say you should all probably be quiet and get behind me. This is my job. This is
Every little thing she does is magic.
I ask her for the. But I will.
Was that sarcasm?
That was Sting.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not policing that stuff around here.
Sorry, is it a dark? Is it getting?
Yeah, it's quite
darker?
dark. Basically, in the center of here, you got like a very dim light.
Like, is it a
Lingering.
red light? Do we need to put on a red light?
What's happening tonight?
Don't put on the red light. Those days are over.
Get out.
Those days are over.
Well, there's a complication. And it's my heart breaking. Let's get going, guys. Come on, it's battle. We're in the middle of battle here.
Okay, but you said we should get behind you, and I.
It's my job to keep all of you safe, and you need to decipher the signal. So yeah, don't be precious. Just
Absolutely, I do agree. My place is not in the front of a fight, but potentially in the rear where I may help the most. And I grab the cable, and I, that as I move
don't
behind
be touching
you.
my cable.
And
rear.
as I'm moving past you to go to the back, though, I wrap the cable around our center post, and then just move to the back of the platform, holding the other end of the cable.
Well, it's kind of circular, so I don't know what you mean by the back. Like
Well,
outside edge?
if whatever edge she is facing, I move to the furthest other end.
Okay. So you're gonna be here. She's ready. We'll say, we'll say you're kind of out here next to Fuller. You can kind of step out there.
Fuller's name is Fodder.
Something passes again.
Big?
Yeah, big enough overhead to maybe be the size of two people.
No problem.
Would I know how big a small sandworm would be?
Yeah, you would understand that at its smallest form, they're known as sound trout, and they are part of Freeman rituals and Bene Gesserit rituals. They are often only about this big whenever they've been recorded.
Right.
This is a very secretive kind of process. Give me an understanding roll.
You got it. Deductive reasoning, is that
I don't think this would be
applicable?
deductive. This is more of like you remembering a lesson that you had learned. So
Interesting. Then holler at your boy with calculated prediction. Oh, no, sorry. Mentat discipline. I have perfect recall, so I can count
perfect.
one as a critical.
Success. Okay, so that'll give you 2 successes. This is a DR3, so
Okay. So I'll roll.
very unknown knowledge.
Okay, I'll roll that
happens in the
one. and
life
count
cycle of a
the
worm.
second as
And we
critical.
have a chat redemption for Beyond the Veil redeemed for Tylen.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. Excellent. I rolled a nat one.
Nice, another
So,
critical. So that's
yeah.
4 successes.
Get some momentum.
Perfect. Yeah, bank it. Unless you want to use it, because this is information.
I'm banking it.
Okay. So you will get, so that's 3 successes, or 3 banked momentum, 1 success. You know that there's a little bit of a gap in the life cycle of the worm, but this far exceeds, when they reach worm, they are much larger than this.
Yeah.
And as soon as you have that thought, you realize that whatever is passing you this way. and you instantly conclude that it's going over and under. Over and under.
So whatever's passing us above is the same entity that is passing us.
Yeah, you calculate with your amazing brain that it's exactly the same speed, and at that speed, they would return this time. Exactly. And as soon as you think about time, you know that 35 minutes has passed.
We are running short on time. We are close to half our time, and whatever assails us is not a worm.
And then I turn, though, still holding the cable, and I wrap it around one of my arms, and I look to my friends and I say, however, I believe below us and quietly might be exactly what we seek. And I just take my arm in the cable, and I step off the platform to start sliding down the cable.
All right, give me a move roll. This would be, actually, I would consider this a challenge to one of your drives, which I can't think of right now. Duty?
Duty, yeah. What must be done, must be done.
Ooh, actually, maybe not. Maybe that is fitting for your guy. Okay, I'll let that go.
Okay.
What's your power?
Power, those who have true power need seldom wield it.
Okay, okay. This is no challenge on this one.
Okay.
But you will drop, and I'll take a threat on that, because you're jumping off the only
I'll
platform.
use 2 points.
2 momentum.
Yeah, if I can.
This will be a challenge of 2.
And this is would this be a move with my duty? Or is this just
This is move and duty.
Move and duty? Okay.
And as you do that,
That's 14.
more sand.
More sand. Dear God.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So I think you guys don't even really notice it
Can
going
you
on.
not?
At a certain point, is there any more sand?
Yeah.
Feels like
All right.
all the sand on Arrakis.
Yeah. I've got a 7, a 2, an 8, and an 18.
7, a 2, an 8, and an 18.
I was rolling against a 16. Or sorry, 14.
That's only 2 successes. So that's enough. But I will spend I'll spend 2 threat to make a challenge out of it. So if I can get 2 successes, then that would negate yours.
Did I not have 3 successes?
Yeah, 3. 7, 2, 8, and an 18.
Oh, 8 and an 18. My apologies. I'll use 3. Oh, that's okay. Only 2. Only 2 successes. So yeah, you lower down and almost unnoticed, because more sand, they drop off and you lower yourself. All you guys hear is that cable just along the center mass. And as you do that, you kind of drop down, and as you do kind of catch yourself on it, right by you, and you just see the surprised look on the faces of these 2 freemen. And as you do, one is going to attempt to jump off of the glider and onto you.
All right. Was not
With
expecting
2
that.
successes.
I was like reading up on fauna.
He's gonna jump up and grab onto you. As you kind of like lower down, he just makes a snap jump and just kind of grabs up and holds onto you. You now have somebody hanging onto you. I'll say that was their turn in the initiative, so we'll come back to you guys. You've taken a turn, and you've taken a turn. So you guys still have options on what you can do. And yeah, as you kind of set yourself against the coming threat as a Bene Gesserit, more sand. No, just kidding. You have the Beyond the Veil redeemed. You kind of focus, and in that focus and in that spice, you almost see the mist part, and you see the coming battle, and that will give you a free reroll. When you want to redeem that. And thanks to the chat, fear is the mind killer. And I am returned to full threat.
Yeah, you're always gonna have fucking full threat.
Forget the little death, he's the big death.
Between Stung and Tylen, who would like to go?
If I can... Oh.
Keep in mind also you can keep that initiative on your team by spending 2 momentum after your turn is complete.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind as well.
Do I have a sense of him being in danger at all?
I'd say you kind of get the picture that he's no longer on the platform, but you're not sure why.
Oh, I didn't see him go over with his little
no,
like.
because more sand. You guys didn't really like. He kind of got blasted, and then.
I feel like if he's in front of me, I would see him though, right? Because
Such a Duncan item.
if that's me, I would see.
Yeah, give me a roll.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna give me a roll to notice, but you guys can give me. You can take an action.
Probably understand, and then I guess
Yeah, understand.
just the
and-
truth of the space, maybe. If I don't know, it's not irrelevant.
Bit of a stretch.
No, all right, just
Yeah.
all right, just understand. No.
No
No.
20s though. No
Just no?
complications.
No complications.
Yeah, you'd think you would see him, but that sand, fucking sand.
Thank you, Chad.
And as you're thinking that, you kind of like wiping the sand away, you anti-masker for Stung.
Oh, lovely.
So you are now
Good.
stunned.
More
So that works in
sand.
combat.
More
You're basically just
sand.
stunned for 1 round.
Oh, lovely.
So you're just kind of tripping, and your next initiative will just kind of pass.
Yeah, I just start writing poetry.
So up to you.
Just glancing at the time, I'd like to. When you say the coming battle, do you mean like the mega battle or this little skirmish we're having here?
Frank Herbert.
The big, I don't know.
Just a castaway
it feels a lot
and
like
I didn't
this
know.
battle.
Okay,
Just
I'll
a bit
do that.
of flavor for your reroll.
Yeah, I'd like some flavor. So do I get insight into the coming battle so I get a reroll? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to do something kind of cool. You can tell me if I can do it or not, but I want to like flip over to where the cable is and just like yank both of them up, and I will use my prana bindu for extreme strength to do so.
Okay, yeah, you kind of get as far as you're concerned, he fell off.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get him back up. Awesome, and yeah, you kind of grab that cable, and as you pull, you're like, there's more than one. So go ahead, this will be a DC of 3.
Okay. But I get to reroll.
Should you so choose.
Okay. So DC. So, which ones should I use? Power. Wait.
Well, yeah, this will be, for you, this would be
I'm panicking. I know nothing. It'll be what?
move or battle. You could use either or.
Ooh, battle may be good. Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then-
use.
Excuse me, power or duty might apply as well.
I'm gonna do power and battle. So that's 16 to beat.
Awesome.
12 and a 10.
And what was your statement for power?
For power, all power invites challenge.
That's dope.
Yeah, it does.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's
I'll give you a critical on one of those, or both of those. So you got 4 successes. So that's 1 momentum. You can bank it or take it to do a little bit something special in this round. Yeah, and as you pull, you kind of like, oh, there's more than one. And you kind of like almost like leap back with it, and it's just this amazing feat of strength, almost unexpected from this, this small little Jesuit. It just fucking jumps and bounces back, and all of a sudden you feel the tension just pull, and the Freeman who's kind of reaching down towards his crease knife, you guys both get yanked upwards and fall back onto the platform, just kind of right along the edge. I'll say that Freeman is just kind of hanging off the edge, still holding on to you, but you are still tied and holding on to the rope. So
We're
yeah.
fishing. Look what I found.
Can I use that
Yeah,
momentum to
spirits
split his
in the
throat
material.
in midair?
Yeah, you can use a momentum to. Well, no, it'll take 2 momentum to take another action, to take another attack.
Screw you guys, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I could do it as well.
Love
A1
you.
Going for it?
Yep.
Yeah, let's see it. All right, so this will be battle,
Yep.
and then again
it'll be
power.
And power, yeah. So
yeah.
beat 16. 15 and 14.
15 and 14, 2 successes, more than you need. And as this Freeman kind of comes over the edge and just see you jumped back with the cable, kind of like left it, kind of flung it at Fuller. Fuller is just like, the hell? And you bounded forward again, your sword drawn, and this Freeman just kind of looks up and kind of crawling up like, I got you now. And he just sees this Bene Gesserit just coming down with the blade and just right into his face. And yeah, as you kind of like land there dramatically over top of you, Jovis, you just kind of like, oh, that wasn't what I expected. And then you just see the blood kind of fall and the Freeman just slide backwards and off of the platform. And a classic little sword clean. You also gained another momentum. With that, everybody kind of stays still. You hear another howling coming in.
They're gliders.
I know that there were 2 of them.
Yeah.
I know that one is dead. I know that there is another one left circling us on I guess our Z axis. I know that. Oh, do I know if I can? I do know that it is. I can calculate when it is above and when it is underneath, and that seems to be going at a steady pace while they try to get a read on us. Do I know whether or not I can swing our platform in such a way that they hit the cable or the cable knocks them off of their glider?
Well, it's passing above, possibly.
Yes.
But I'll have to ask you to wait for your turn, unless you want to use your momentum to jump in and
Anyone
try
up to
that.
something? Anyone up to anything?
Dude, I dipped in the pool.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Actually, if I can use if I can redeem my visions of the future, I would like to.
Not for only for a reroll.
You're right.
Okay, 2 momentum. You jump up in initiative. Take your turn.
Word. Okay. So I guess I'm going to try to swing this way so that it connects this way. I wish I knew mathematical, actual mathematical.
Pendulum. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't. So I'm like fucking
A pendular radius.
X equals 4.
Pythagoras
cadence
or whatever
of
that
the
dude's name was and shit.
And
Let's do
that
it.
is us being.
And as you kind of like build up that momentum,
What do I need to roll?
more sound.
People, hit the sand.
I will say this. If I'm going,
Your vision is
if I'm
unaffected
going by,
in this round.
if I'm going by sound and math
yeah.
alone,
You don't need.
bring
sight.
on the sand.
Yeah.
I wish.
Just smile through it.
Yes.
Your cheeks fill up like hamster.
Kind of classic, like kid on a tire swing.
Yep.
Like you grab the cable and just start working it. I'll say in this round, it will begin, and on the next round you'll have the full range.
Awesome. Okay.
And as you kind of get that momentum going, you see through the mist parting and the howling of the glider, you see its wings, offset wings, kind of set itself again. And just one Freeman, dead center, eyes locked to all of you, pulls the trigger. And he is going to take a shot at you guys with 2 very much needed threat. Coming at you guys. Let's see how he does. It's a 3. Oh, he'll need a 2 to hit because you guys are now swinging. So that's a success. He's got 3 successes. So that's 1 extra. So back on the threat. And he is going for Fuller because he's in the front and he's coming from this direction. So Fuller will take a pretty brutal hit.
Yeah, he's a filler
and he kind of gets
character.
knocked back, and you see him quite injured as the glider kind of swings past and kind of pans and just misses that cable as you swing, and you get that timing. He's probably moving a little bit faster now that there's only one on him.
I will adapt.
And that will come back to your guys'
thinking. Good plan.
round. And as he screams past, just howls echoing down through the canyon, you'll hear another one from a distance approaching, kind of falling into place. And as you guys notice that, you almost see very faint flashes of light coming from hundreds of feet above you where the bridge was.
So, I know that Cassius is using his brain to understand the momentum and the movement of these gliders in order to find a moment to hit them. I know that I have the strength beside me to potentially knock one of these guys out of the air.
I'm on a great ride.
Living his best life here.
And
We're
so,
fools on the home planet, yo.
These guys are killing it.
Cassius, do you know the timing of these gliders as they're going to pass us?
It's Cassian, and yes.
Whatever do you know? Yes? Can you take the cable and wrap the glider to bring it to us?
It's not a lasso. Why don't we clothesline
Can
him?
you hit it?
We can clothesline him. I can spring up this, and you can do whatever you're gonna do up there.
I was hoping to grab one. We need a ride after
But
this.
like, what's the cable made of? Because like that, it doesn't. It's not a bull whip.
But
No,
your
I'm-
strength.
I'm imagining that the cable holding the platform itself
gonna
that
be
we're
coming
on
underneath
is
his
the
neck.
strongest one, and there's other cable beyond it that
The cable that you grabbed earlier is kind of like a nylon fiber optic, kind of like tangled.
So it'll
cable,
Indiana
so-
Jones.
Yeah, it's strong, but it's not impervious to like high-speed damage.
It's strong, but it's not sci-fi strong.
Yeah.
But even if it wraps around, that'll crash them. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you can tell her when to like use it like a whip
Yeah.
I can.
in the passing. we
I'm
can,
just gonna like whap, 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 whap.
you know.
Coil it up. I bullwhipped once. It was not
Okay,
great.
so yeah, you can
No.
use that action to basically like come up with a plan.
Yes.
Which is kind of how the action economy can work in this game.
Okay.
So yeah, that's your guys' turn. What would you like to do? I guess you guys don't have enough momentum to buy enough turn. So,
Your thing.
unless somebody wants to do
Stung.
something.
Am I still stoned?
No, this would be the top of a new round.
So I would be able. Because of that, I will entertain the group with a lovely poem I wrote to get us some momentum.
Is now the time.
I dream of rain. I dream of gardens and desert sand. I wake in vain. I dream of love as time runs through my hand.
Yole, yole.
I love it.
And as you snap and say this sacred Freeman poem and kind of like flip your knife, you guys kind of buy some resolve in the fact that he is back in the game and not incapacitated anymore. So you
Shit
get
is
a +1 to
strong.
momentum.
We got a +1. Can we
I'm
use
gonna
it?
say that was your guys' turn. It's pretty flexible on you guys doing some shit.
It's true.
Give
Can
me
we-
some chances to kill you.
That's fair.
Or you'll just die because I want to. And here it comes.
It's so
the next glider kind of closes
I need
in
more
on you
fat.
guys, just howling away. Same thing, except this one you can clearly see has two riders on it. He kind of feigns towards the shot. You guys ready yourself for it, and he actually does this sick barrel roll, which is he is going to use one threat and use his piloting skill to try and not hit the cable from the spinning thing, which is 3 successes. He's aptly dodges it, and as he dodges past it, one of the freemen, as the glider passes the passenger, kind of drops down and lands on the platform, pulling free his crease knife. He's going to spend 2 to go right now, and he's going to move towards, I'd say you, Tylen. Ooh,
Oh, he's dead.
No, he's dead.
Sure-footed mother.
And more sand. No.
I was hoping you'd say.
And then.
Don't.
Yeah.
I can see
Better
you.
not.
So yeah, he's going to make an attack against Tylen.
Come here.
So that is one success. So you will make a move.
Okay.
Or
move.
battle.
Move or battle?
Move or battle.
Battle's higher.
Okay, go for it.
What am I rolling for?
You're just rolling 2d20 and you're attempting to beat one success.
Ooh,
I
fun.
have a 16 and an 8.
So that would be a failure.
So the tires
Can
are
I?
Yeah, no, because it's just.
Can I use my Prana Bindu to re-roll a d20 on a move or
Wait.
discipline requiring body function, battle, or mastery?
But if her battle is 8,
Yep.
is it and it ties? Does that count?
Yeah, tie. It's a tie and lower.
Yeah, so I tied
and
with an
lower.
8.
Oh, okay, that's one success. So you defended successfully.
Oh.
So he kind of comes at you with a crease knife, and you just kind of like smack it away and like, come now, boy. And
Come here, son.
the glider will.
Come here, boy. Do I get to
And the
retaliate?
glider will continue on that way. And as it continues this way, you hear the other one circling underneath you. Your guys' go.
Okay.
Can I
Well,
retaliate?
see, we came up with this wicked plan, but now we got to deal with this dude.
Yeah.
No?
Can I like Leonidas this kid over the edge?
Just Sparta kick him right in the chest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Go ahead.
Stupid head.
This will be battle and power.
Dumb face.
Yep. 16 to beat. 16 and an 8. That's exactly what I rolled last time. Ooh.
16 and an 8. So these, that's some criticals. Go ahead and describe how you'd like to do this.
I'm gonna like brush off his little attack and just like
Don't worry,
I kick, like and just like right square in the chest, and he's just gonna like do the like slow 300 fall like.
Yeah. Well, here's as you do it, you smack his knife away. You do this high, like almost like vertical kick, and he just like pops straight up. And as he goes straight up, the platform still swinging, just swings, and he just drops. And as he's kind of dropping, he's kind of like he calls out in his he calls out for his god, but then instead he gets the prism smashing into him, and you just hear it boom off the side and kind of like bounce in between, and he kind of bounces off the side wall, and he is dead.
I'm gonna flick my hair and be like,
As I
beautiful
keep
fall
up
we're having here.
With
So you got the swing going.
Yeah.
So is that our turn?
That is your turn, unless you want to spend momentum to keep the initiative on your side.
Right.
Can we spend the initiative?
Yeah.
I know
momentum.
for flavor, I want to keep swinging along and say, as he calls for his gods, I'm like, that doesn't sound like a killing word to me.
Nice.
But I would love to spend the momentum to keep going.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I have more poetry.
You took a turn this round.
No, I didn't.
You did the plan. That was the first.
That was last round, wasn't it?
Oh, that was the first part of this turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you right.
Because it
right.
went he went with a bonus, and then they went, and she went.
Okay.
So,
Sorry. Up to,
yeah, one of you two.
cool.
Go for it.
If you want to use the momentum, or it's their turn.
I will use
You got an
the
initiative.
momentum for sure. And I'm still trying to
thing I was
time that hit. So as they're swinging along, I'm like pushing faster and slower, and I'm trying to
Okay,
make that.
Give me an understand, and if any of your drives.
Oh,
towards
can I contest one of my
Yes,
drives?
absolutely.
Okay, so my truth drive is truth is the first casualty of war. I would like to contest that by saying I think it's you.
Oh boy.
I want you to take that face into your role. This is going to be, I'll give you a difficulty of 2.
Cool.
and we'll see what happens.
Okay, so,
this will basically be you setting up the attack because one is just past, one is underneath you. So if this guy survives to the next round, you will have timed it perfectly to intercept him.
Okay. So what do I roll now? Just
So you're under. This will be understanding and truth.
yeah. So it'll be. I have to beat 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So 2d20.
Yeah.
How does one spend determination?
So that can come in the form of rerolls. It can also come in the form of like an automatic success.
Okay.
I believe. Let me just
Okay.
check the.
I'm gonna roll now, and yeah. If it is a
Let's see it.
re-roll, then so be it. I had to beat a 15, and I rolled a 13 and a 15.
13 and 15, so that's a pass.
Awesome.
If the
This feels like getting my grades in university.
Oh, I see. So by challenging your drive, you get a determination point.
Excellent.
And with 2 successes, that's all you needed. You are now in perfect sync to take the guy who's passing below you out in the next turn.
Okay.
You're not sure if that means he might get a shot off or not, but whatever it means, he's gonna hit it.
I mean, I could calculate the odds, and he might, but that's okay.
Yeah. All right, and it would be that would conclude your turn.
Yeah.
It's their go. So he's going to come back around from underneath, kind of passing, and you guys are still lowering as you go, so they're like having to readjust their height. He's going to come up and turn around, kind of facing you guys. He's going to take that shot. Ooh, only 1 success with you guys moving. That is not enough. So he takes another shot and whips right by you as you kind of sway, like almost right in between all 4 of you. Well, I mean, you're still kind of on the ground.
Safer down here.
Yeah, lower profile. And he's kind of coming right at you guys, and you just hear this loud, like Fremen scream of rage.
Okay.
Acceptable risk.
Let's see. What can I do to this motherfucker? At this point, I draw my Chris knife.
And get blasted in the face with more sand.
Well, there goes what I was gonna do.
Well, you can see up to 10 feet.
Yeah. So how? Like can I see him at all when he passes by?
Yeah, you'd definitely be able to see him.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna attempt to throw my Chris knife at him as he passes by.
Whoa. Hell yeah.
Powerful shit.
Yeah, and I will use my intense study talent to use my understand skill rather than any other skill. So I have that, and then I'll use obviously my power to fuck this guy.
Your knowledge of the sand and the way it moves. You almost like see the sand kind of like give way and change directions, and you just know like right there.
Yeah.
A little bit off to the left.
All right, and I roll. And I got a complication, but I do got a success.
Nice.
Yeah.
1 complication.
Yeah, I got a nat 20, but I also got a 4.
Yeah.
So sweet 4.
I didn't set a difficulty, so I'm going to say that 1 was enough.
Yeah.
And you kind of toss that knife, and you just see him coming in and almost like off to the side, and you just kind of see this like almost smirk through the sand. You can just feel this like condescending, almost like maddened Freeman who probably lives in this raw spice. So he probably gets hit with that anti-maxer chat redemption like every day, at least like 3 or 4 times a day. So he's kind of a little bit off his loop. And as you see that, and he kind of like almost like does this inverted spin. And as he does that, the knife just kind of like catches the wind and just right into his neck. And you just see like the blood like trailing out behind it. Kind of leans on the controls a little bit, and as it starts flying towards your guys' platform, you kind of see that. You see that hit. You kind of lean into it just a little bit, a slight adjustment. And as he comes careening towards you, he absolutely just smashes into the cable above you. And it just... Oops.
It was a
Stung,
calculated
if I
risk,
ever
it's all
lose
right.
my faith in you.
Yeah.
And it just
Thank you. Just
shatters into pieces. The fireball just illuminating the canyon walls. Even not any amount of sand ever can block out what you guys see. And the amazing just reflection along the walls as the pieces fall. Your crease knife kind of just bounces off the edge.
Oh, I roll to try and catch that.
Yeah, definitely. Give me one.
So I guess it'd just be a move and a duty because
Okay.
it's my knife.
I love it.
I like this knife. I won.
Yeah, I got a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
You grab it. I keep forgetting to set those
Yeah.
challenges. Whatever, it's fine. It's just like as a DM, you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what. How hard
Yeah, I know, right? Like
like it's
old habits.
Yeah. Mind killer. Yeah, and as you do that, you catch your knife, and the threat seems to have briefly passed, and you feel a loss of gravity for a split second and then caught again. The cable above you tensioning and pulling.
Oh, God.
That swinging motion almost adding to the tension of it as you try desperately to start countering it. What would you guys like to do?
Make it stop,
The
make it stop, make it
platform
stop.
is breaking.
How
loose.
close are we to the walls around us?
There's
or a
about-
ledge?
Yeah, it's about, I'd say about 40 feet on either side should you be in the center. At the closest angle that you get to, you're at about 20 feet.
And
Okay.
how long is the cable we have?
I'd say about 30 feet.
Okay, and the last question that I would like to calculate, understanding those two things, is where is the closest tunnel hole?
There is, it would probably be quite a ways, like 50, 60 feet that way, to the best of your knowledge. There's just too much goddamn sand.
Can we control the rate at which we fall to find a hole that is aligned with us?
You
so
can
that we can.
absolutely try your darndest.
I will do that.
Calculate how long we have before the cable snaps.
Hey, I like my plan better.
Yep.
Oh?
I start
Are we
praying.
just gonna try and hang on to a wall, or are we gonna try and get in somewhere?
Calculate how long we have before the cable
I'll send an
snaps, 'cause
SOS
maybe I
out
can
to
tie
them.
it with our cable.
Okay, then I'll
You can do that from this platform because you know that this platform is connected to the surface.
Yeah.
Right.
So you send
I
an
hope-
SOS.
I hope someone gets
And
my
then you repeat it.
message
damn.
in a bottle.
And then you just repeat that for like 3
I
or 4
hung my
minutes.
head.
The outro.
I hung my head.
what was the Abe Simpson? Tug 65 if you're dead.
Took 66
66
if you're okay. 65, oh God, he's dead.
Oh God, he's dead. Oh, he's alive.
And the cable just keeps going.
Okay.
So
We got 2 plans in action. You can do them tandemly, or you can pick one right now.
There's a safe one and there is a speedy one. We should do the speedy one, and that is yours. However, if there's space and time,
can we not do both? Everybody on the cable, we're gonna swing. Where's the closest hole?
cable's
Calculate
not
now.
attached.
I would
To
like
anything.
to calculate the closest tunnel.
Give me a roll.
And at the
that
same
is
time,
understand.
everybody else
Understand.
getting on the rope.
It's
We're gonna
not
time-
attached to anything. It's attached to
I
me.
attached it to the center before I jumped off the
Oh.
end.
Can I do deductive reasoning?
Yeah.
Can I do duty? What must be done must be done.
Yeah, sure, I'll allow that. That's
Cool.
pretty close. And
right.
what do you want to try for this?
And as I know he's calculating the closest hole for us to land in, I am going to be getting everybody onto the end of the rope, low as we can on the rope, so that we can use the last bit of momentum to swing with that rope and throw us towards that hole at the same moment that you tell us to let go.
Yeah. So 4d20 at challenge of 14.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I right?
Oh, you got to spend more for 4d20.
Oh.
It's a DR3.
I'm spending
Yours
all
is
of it,
a 2.
otherwise we all
yeah.
die. I will spend as much as it takes.
You're
You'll
spending.
need 2. He's using 2 momentum to get 2 more die.
I'll take the last momentum to get
Yeah.
a die.
All right, so 2 and 3.
Good.
And I'm using understand and duty. What must be done must be done.
Boy.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that's
All right,
what's up.
here we go.
Our house
do it.
rules.
Oh yeah, I do.
I rolled a 4, a 10, and a 14.
Nice.
I rolled a 3, a 2, and a 17.
Good number, but not great.
2 successes, 3 successes.
I was told I needed 2.
You do need, you guys both succeed. So as you guys all kind of like lower down the cable, you kind of time it just right. And like now's the time. You kind of jump down, grab, slide down, and join everybody. As it reaches its pitch, the cable snaps.
More sand.
Better not. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you were right. More sand, more sand, more sand. Yeah.
It'll
And as you
cushion.
guys do that, the sand just rushes past you. There's another redemption for Fear as the Mind Killer, full fret. This cable snaps, and the platform falls. You guys reach out, let go, and grab onto one of the holes. And as you do, you start to slip. Everybody give me a move save. Or however that works in this game. Move and one of your drives to hold on.
Fear's little death that blinks total in
I don't think any of my
I will
drives
face my
apply.
fear. I will allow it to no.
Move and
I guess duty. I don't want to die.
yeah, move and duty is the best I could think of here.
My job
I'll
not to
talk about
die.
Okay.
I'm good.
I got it.
Understand.
Oh, sorry. Just a one. Two successes.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I got it.
2 successes.
I don't have any
Still
drive
good.
that applies,
Yeah.
so it's just. To beat an 8, I rolled a 6 and a 19 to beat an
So no.
Yeah,
One
that's how
One
math
success,
works.
Not enough. You'll slip.
I got 2 successes.
2 successes. You're
successes.
good. 2 successes. You're good.
Well, I got a 19
So that
No, no.
is not good.
That's
and I got a 20.
Oh, and a complication. As you guys kind of hit the hole, the two of you who are at the highest part of the cable were just not quite enough. You try and grab onto your friend's legs, but it's not enough, and you slip and fall into the mist. And as you're falling, the two of you turn, and you just hear this loud crash, metal on metal. You understand what that is, because you saw it earlier on. It is the prism bouncing off something and kind of colliding with this loud crash. The two of you fall and land only 20 feet down, unseeable through the mist and incessable sand. And you guys land on a metallic surface. You two hear this loud clattering, and as that loud crash kind of wafts the mist away, you see the outline almost pressed into this like glacial wall that you realize you're now holding a glacier here in Arrakis, so far beneath the earth. This ice wall kind of extends down, and out of the side of it, a ship. A crashed and unfamiliar alien ship lodged in the wall, almost destroyed by the incredible pressure that rushes by only 18 minutes from now. The pieces kind of like fall and scatter off as the mist kind of clouds back in. You guys are now about 20 feet above where they are. You get the impression that whatever you were looking for is only about 20 feet below you. So
we should have known that before we did this whole crazy thing.
Am I okay?
Hey there! Jump towards my boy!
how else was I going to get you guys to use all your momentum? You guys are okay. You're taking a little, I'll say you guys are a little bit bruised for a bit, which means anything to do with concentration
My just
is a
are
little
rustled.
bit more difficult. So the DC will go up because you're kind of sprained and hurt from the fall. But you guys kind of
Before we
come down
descend
the wall.
to come down the wall, and I know I'm 20 feet above the other two, I take a second with my
Oh yeah.
my fellow scholar. And Fremen, you seem like a man who looks for opportunity for growth for yourself, if I understand you correctly. This house has provided us with great opportunity, absolutely. But I also believe that I might have greater opportunity still, should you choose to pursue it. If you would like, when the time comes, there will be a moment where you may make a choice, and if you make the correct choice, I would say your life will improve.
Jump towards my life.
Will it also improve the lives of others? I really care about peace and charity.
It will improve enough for you to decide exactly how you choose to use that.
I think that
I will do you some yoga and I will meditate on this.
That is good.
Would you like to try and persuade?
And I was going to say, I'll use my power of persuasion.
how does Stung feel about this? Is he gonna?
He's kind of just gonna let it happen. He's pretty
gonna let it
easygoing.
happen?
Yeah.
Still roll, because you might get criticals, which means more
Yeah.
momentum.
Yeah, and I'll pair that with,
So it'll be communicate for sure.
yeah, it's definitely communicate, and then,
Power?
and
But
then,
it's definitely not duty.
no, I was going to say power.
Or truth, or justice, or anything
No,
that's
not
noble.
justice.
No.
Justice's house.
Whoops. Double 11s against 13.
13, 2 successes. So that'll buy you guys an extra. Or unless you wanted to use that momentum to like lay it on pretty thick. He seems pretty receptive to your offer.
It seems to be already pretty receptive. I think we're good.
Doesn't
You know.
mean I get money, and
Yeah.
yes, I have my knife still.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right.
And you guys descend and kind of meet with you two. I just want a quick reminder for you guys, you do have Beyond the Veil points, and your determination can also give you rerolls. I'll say because you caught your crease knife, your plan worked. You also successfully persuaded somebody to your way of thinking. You get determination points, and you get a determination point for that sick move you pulled on the platform with your mega murder. So you guys all get a +1 to your determination as you land on this vessel, and you see the prism still kind of damaged, almost like punched a hole into it, and you guys kind of move towards it. You know that there's a good chance they'll send another one down, maybe? And you thought that chance would have been definitely approved by Fuller still being alive.
Is Fuller still alive? Did
no,
anyone grab him as we were getting on the table?
Is it just his body's just? Do we just find?
You found a boot.
I just hold the boot.
But it was
I can't stand.
It's a
losing.
nice
emptier, not Fuller's boot.
Definitely did not think about it.
I'm really sad he's dead, but I can't
right.
stop laughing.
We're gonna take a second here to re-up our map. My main man Sutton here.
My God.
And this is full of water, so prepare for a mess. I'll take this, you get that.
This is my favorite part of our RPG.
Yeah.
Seeing the stuff that people make. What? Ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Spice,
other
slow,
way.
baby.
Good job, Josh. That way. Okay.
Oh, man.
All
Okay.
right.
Where are we?
Suddenly is revealed all the big bads because they were behind the board and you weren't supposed to see them. You guys enter through the ship, this ancient and archaic ship, which has definitely seen many more sands. Courtesy of the chat. Oh, and a vision, and as you guys kind of enter this ship, you feel Stung as if you've seen this before. You have unlocked a vision beyond the veil.
Oh,
So a
look.
free reroll to you as well.
You know, I keep getting some sand. You guys are getting me all high. I'm not getting any visions over
You're
here.
disturbing the shit.
Well, I did get determination for exactly that.
That's true.
And as you guys walk into this, like almost appears as a cavern, as it's so laden with sand and aged down, you see an ominous light flickering at the very end of the chamber. This is reminiscent of almost an imperial vessel in its grandeur, its once held opulence, now deteriorated beyond all time as you guys move forward into it. What would you like to do?
I would like to determine what exact era this is from.
Absolutely, go ahead.
With an understand?
Understand.
Would deductive reason? No.
I think deductive would, yeah. 'Cause
Okay.
there is evidence here for you to calculate.
Right.
Would anybody else like to do anything?
I'd like to see, what's the word? Detect danger. So constantly watching is a talent I've chosen. Reduce the difficulty by 2 when detecting danger. Can also increase difficulty for enemy when I'm not worried about initiative. I just want to see what's around me.
Okay, go ahead.
And whatever.
I think it's just like a static. I think you kind of like activate the ability, and when I try and get the drop on you, I have -2. Maybe? I don't know. New game.
Don't you get the drop on me? So that's a 9 and an 11, and I guess I'm trying to, with understand and with power, that's 8 and 6 would be 14.
Yeah, 2 successes.
I'd love to use my power of understand and deductive reasoning just to see if there's an entry point of the ship in front of me, and would I recognize that?
I'm not sure what you mean by like an entry point.
There's a
you
ship.
guys kind of like lowered yourselves.
We lowered yourself down. There's a ship in front of us.
You get
so
just visually like this is probably like the nose of the ship that's like buried in this glacier.
So it's quite large.
And then the ass end of the ship is just gone.
It's gone. It's already
From all that pressure, which is a few minutes away.
We need to hurry. Also, how old is this shit?
Yeah, give me that roll. Stung, any movement for you? Benny Gesserit.
At this point,
Ready?
I'm more just gonna take point as like a kind of keep an eye out on shit.
Yeah, you can. I'd say you can join Tylen.
Yeah.
She looks ready as fuck.
I'm not here for anything other than the job completion. So yeah, I'm just gonna take point and make sure that everybody gets their.
Your sweet, sweet crease knife.
Yeah. Just ready.
all right.
16. Right. So, could I also apply power to this?
What did you roll?
So I rolled an 11 and a 17.
So you already rolled.
I did roll, so I can't. That's fair. No. Now you're right. Now you're right.
But what drive did you put to this?
So that's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, I rolled and I was like, oh shit. So I was.
Say, I'll give you a momentum to put a drive on there.
All right, that's fair. Or I can. No, that's fine.
And I'd say I'd take threat, but I'm so full of it.
Yeah, I will say power because my statement is there is no knowledge that is not.
Oh yeah,
power.
that works. So what does that put you at, 16?
That puts me at 16, yes, except I rolled an 11 and a 17. Could I use a determination to re-roll that 17?
Yeah. Well, or one of your vision points as well.
Right. I only have one.
They basically work the same.
It's the same, so I'll save that one because it feels like special, like seeing into the future,
Right.
you know? So I'll turn that.
I don't use the future to look into the past. You're right.
Bang, bang. Let's see. That 17 turns into a 10.
Perfect. That's 2 successes, right?
Excellent.
Three,
Yes,
two.
sir. Yep. I had to beat 16. So.
Nice. Yeah, you take a look around and you see a few almost familiar things. Not that you've ever seen them in person. These are things that you've seen depicted in images of the Boltarian Jihad. This is a time 10,000 years ago when machines rose up and took over and conquered humanity, and it was under the Butler regime that they were able to revolt and form the Koran Empire that now forms the Imperium that you're in, and the very source of the Mentats, because we could no longer use artificial intelligence in the universe because it was too dangerous. So they actually developed Mentats, and that deep deep cut from the very beginning of your training as a mentat just reigns over as you see this, an immediate panic. This could be them. This could be the machines, the great thinking machines of the terrible past. And you realize, no, this isn't them. This is a part of the resistance. And you see those glowing lights, the source of your signal might actually be a surviving Cymek, which is a human mind encased in a machine to provide what you would become the abilities of the mentat to travel long distances.
They were the people. They were the entities that trained the first mentat.
Exactly correct.
Like the Nixon head in Futurama?
Like a,
Is it?
almost.
I take a sip of Sappho juice and I say, "Indeed, it is."
Don't stand so close to me.
No, don't stand.
He's meditating, right?
I get closer.
Did I pick anything up when I was detecting?
You see an extremely unstable structure. You see extensive damage from the geofissure eruption that happens every few hours, but this chamber in particular seems not as affected. You get the idea that it might be at just the right angle to survive these blasts and has probably been here for a millennia. You feel that there are no humanoid threats.
Okay, gentlemen, we need to
Hear
get
no screamers.
into this structure before the next fissure
You're
blast
right, and
hits.
we only have 16 minutes or so.
Sure, sounds great.
We don't have a lot of time. This thing has survived and outlasted billions of these events, but we won't survive a single one. So.
No.
And as you guys,
Yeah?
Move towards it then.
as you move you two definitely, kind of taking a step down towards it, the machine at the end lights. The steam and pressure, almost all these cables moving as the machine and opens and slides forward, and a glass tank revealed, and inside of it, an amorphous figure. You recognize this, very similar to how you've seen navigators presented inside their encasement, spice filling that space. There inside is a human brain encased in many cables and wires. And as you get closer, you see that whatever this machine, whatever this containment device is made up of parts from the ship. Pieces and scraps and things reconfigured and rebuilt to maintain this facility, to maintain this machine. And the monitor in the front, broken, distorted, and almost unusable, appears a slight pixelated figure, almost in the shape of a face. And it stutters and glitches, and then that monitor kind of almost in a moment of clarity opens up, and you see a digital visage looking at you. Welcome to my prison. Welcome, my long-awaited heroes. I have foreseen your coming. Will you help me?
We must help this entity.
How long have you been here?
Hard to calculate. Many years in hibernation.
Above they said you were Bene
What?
Gesserit. It was a Bene Gesserit signal. Why?
What is Bene Gesserit?
That bitch.
This entity
Predates.
many structures of understanding that we have now. But without this entity, those structures would not exist.
You must have been lonely. So lonely.
Luckily, I had 1 or 2 albums to draw from.
And the soundtrack from The Emperor's New Groove for some reason.
And Tylen, as you kind of think of Lady Serene and the information that she gave you, and
She knew this was
trying
here.
to calculate, how did she know? How did she, like, why didn't she come down herself? You know, there's risks and all that. You kind of like notice that you're going off on a bit of a weird tangent, and that's because Anti-Masker from the chat, Redemption, and your eyes just move. You see the world, you see the universe. Your sword is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and when you stab that guy in the face, it's so pretty. And with that, you kind of see outside of the ship more sand. Sorry, guys. Of
course, more sand.
Yeah.
Look at it with your eyes.
But stepping towards it, of course, we'll help you in any way we can. But I feel I was meant to find you. I feel you have knowledge for me that I simply must have.
I have knowledge beyond what you at the surface have achieved in the millennia since I was trapped.
How do we get you out?
I can not be freed in physical form, but a communications array could transmit the knowledge you seek to the surface. And you'll see like almost a series of lights, some of them bursting as they ignite, light up towards.
All right.
It's so pretty.
Towards the prism, and you guys know that you can send a message in a bottle.
I go.
Should you choose up to the surface?
I will
Wait.
go to that right away.
No, but do we want to be sending our information up right away? Is that the smartest move? We need to get back up.
Can I call my mom?
There's no other way to
And there's no time.
Yes, but we are expendable down here. The information they seek will be theirs, and they have no reason to come get us.
The information is not expendable. We are. You are correct. We do what we have to do.
Well, that's just not acceptable to me, my friend.
What
Yeah.
must be done, must be done.
This is the worst time in the whole campaign to be high.
20 and a challenge to your duty. So you're trying to beat your duty on this.
Just my duty?
Yeah.
A do.
Unless you got a skill
da
that would come in
is
handy.
all I want to say to
I don't know if that really.
Did you beat your
applies.
duty?
I did. Yeah, but I would also use my cool under pressure.
Oh yeah.
Challenge.
I'll allow that.
Which automatically allows for a success.
Nice. And what did you roll?
A 4 and a 16.
I'll give you a critical for that.
And I hear his challenge, and I turn to him and use my persuasion as well in this moment that we are not expendable. We have a duty to bring this information back for Kesimir, not for the house that's above us, but for us to rise up. If we do not bring back this information, then we have hurt our house, not helped them.
Then trust me to acquire that information for our house, to code that information for our house. I am a mentat, and I'm loyal to House Kesimir.
All right.
But I'm not wrong.
Give me a persuasion roll, and you can take that as a challenge to your communicate.
Can I use a point of? I'm gonna use
Momentum?
Momentum.
If the party will allow it.
I'll allow it.
I'm too high to give it anything.
14, 16, but also a 20.
So what do I have to beat?
So this will be communicate, and you can roll your duty. So you're trying to get your successes versus his successes.
Okay,
I had-
communicating
I also had a complication.
duty, so that'll be
So one success, one complication?
Yes.
Okay.
that'll be 12, and I would like to use my communicate focus
Sure.
as well. So so how many die is that?
Still just two,
Two?
unless you're going to add.
I will add.
Okay.
So I have to beat communicate in duty is 12. Here we go. 7, 8, and a 19.
7, 8. So that's two successes versus your
My
one.
one. Yeah.
So yeah, you are not. You are holding resolve, and you get a little glimmer as your complication that what he's saying is true and he believes it. But
Allow me, Spy Master.
I have a truth sayer drug. Can I just drug him while I'm drugged, and then we can both be
you
drugged?
I don't know. Do you want to see if you got any of that with your Bene Gesserit? You can. You
I'm high as balls, so
Yeah. So it'll just be a DC of 2 instead of, or a DC of 3 instead of just 2. So you gotta hit them crits. So
I'll tell you what, sir.
I will.
I will
4 and an 11.
observe the
what
information
did
and
you
take it in
use?
for my.
what skill do you have for?
I'll use my power as a
then
Bene
take that
Gesserit and understand. So that is
Do you have a?
My name's
a
Paul, and this is
focus
between
in that?
y'all.
Is it Paul? Is it Paul?
all
Like, Paul's a
power
very
invites
common name
challenge.
in
That's
the
actually
world.
Gordon. Believe it or not.
I think so.
I do believe
think there's something here that
we're from the same
them-
house, so
that the two of them don't know, and you do. So that I'll give you a crit on.
Oh, sweet.
Or,
sorry, what-
or sorry, they know something that you don't,
Yeah.
and you need to know it. You're
Yeah,
Bene
give me
Gesserit.
that.
How did this person fool you? So you get in on that conversation, and you read it immediately. That power dynamic has just like went from colleagues to combatants in a very intellectual form.
How close am I to him?
Like, I don't know, 5, 10 feet.
Okay.
I have a truth sayer drug as one of my assets. Can I just like
Sure.
Where's that going?
It's undesignated, and the challenge will be.
Yeah.
Are you clenched?
Yeah.
It's an Orthodox party. You can't
Yeah.
do catwalks and you like
boxes of
drugs.
briefs. Yeah, go ahead.
love this
I think it'll be.
framing
I think I'll
power.
give you a battle roll,
And a
unless you want to try and do it stealth.
no.
When I'll let you do a move.
I'll do battle.
Okay.
battle and I'll do duty. So duty is
'Kay.
sharp blade.
Bonk.
Amazing. Amazing. Duty is for sure.
10.
So good.
Did it. And that's. I'll give you a crit on one of those. So 3.
So wait, what am I?
3 successes. Challenge. Uh-oh. Technical.
So am I still only rolling
It appears
to
we
die
have
for
an
this?
audio issue.
In order to.
I am jamming your communication devices. Sorry. Yeah, it's just like she's using battle, so you can use battle as well. So this will be battle
Great.
and either something like power or justice.
I use power,
Okay,
battle and power, but I still only have 2 die to roll for this.
because you.
Yeah, exactly. I rolled a 1 and a 16.
Ooh, sweet ones.
Oh, so that is you were beating.
Yeah.
That's 2 successes. You had 3 successes though. So she wins, and you are under the influence of the Truth Sayer drug. What does that mean for us?
I just have truth sayer drunk rage.
Just like listening to Pink Floyd and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, just like listen to Fearless
Toto
on
and Brian
repeat.
Eno were playing.
So I guess he just tells the truth at everything I have to ask him?
Yeah.
Now, out of curiosity, the fact that I'm also a master of concealing my intentions, does that provide me any sort of...
That is a great question. Probably. That's hidden motive skill,
Yeah.
right? What is the hidden mode? Oh, you don't have hidden mode skill up. Here, let me see if I can find it.
It just...
Who else has hidden motives? Who's got it written down? You got it written down. You got it written down?
Yes?
Can you read out hidden motives for me?
Yes, I can. You are a master at concealing your intentions and motivations. Few truly know what drives you, even if they think they understand you. When an opponent fails an understand or communicate test against you, you may immediately create a trait which reflects a mistaken belief they have about you. So they need to fail against you in order for you to activate.
Okay, well, good application. And as you get stabbed in the neck, you just kind of like, it's almost like this sweet release of finally the truth can be told, and what a perfect person to tell it to. And then more sand, kind of rushing into
And just start basking in it.
Yeah. You just see it. He's got a still suit on the ground. He's not even there. Only his codpiece remains.
Yes.
He's reaching.
Just full steady.
I say, we need not eyes, sister, only our ears to hear the truth.
All right.
Well, that's good because I heard something about someone being naked, maybe. Spice is wearing off. Woo.
Or is it just...
Oh, I guess so Ricky, you got hit. What questions would you like to ask?
Spill it.
Spill what?
Who the hell are you? Why are you here? Why are you serving my house? What's your real goal here? What do you want?
Oh, shit.
They call me the Inquisitor.
I walked into some
Computer's
kind
just
of
like,
conflict.
oh, it'll be another 10,000 years.
Yeah. I am an agent for the Space Guild.
What do you want?
I've
What does
been
the Space
sent
Guild want?
to House Kesmir to judge you, to judge whether you are worthy enough to rise to a top position in the galaxy. The knowledge that this in front of us holds could rise a house to power or destroy a house. My job is to assess you, to judge you, and to find you worthy or unworthy.
And what's your verdict?
The verdict, I predict, hangs on the choice that we have before us now. However, I do not want a deceiver to make that choice for us and for our house.
You're here.
Allow me.
Objections? Cool.
He's the internet. He's the internet in human form.
So we
He's
cool?
just gonna do it.
And we trust the internet.
I deduce that.
You pull
There's
your
more.
rebreather off.
Yeah. Fuck it.
That's it. Let's do
no.
it. I deduce
But there is
that.
one more piece of information that may help you understand why I am here. I was meant to be a navigator. I took the test to be a navigator and failed. No one survives a failing of that test.
Then why
But
is
I did.
a trait?
And I saw the universe. I saw the future. I saw a power greater than any other and something we could rise to. Should we work together from here, we can be more.
I walk right up to you. I look you straight in the eye. I go, every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
I think he gets a determination point after that. I feel like.
Yeah, you saved.
Are you crossing them off as you say them?
Dear God. And when he says that, however, can I also spend a determination point
Yeah.
for a failed navigator moment?
Yeah.
In this moment that I'm connecting with
Good.
everything to see if that hold, like my visions hold true?
Yeah, absolutely. And as he kind of grabs you and he kind of releases you, you see the Bene Gesserit, you see him, you see the Mentat examining the prism. Yes, this can be used to transfer this information. If only we had a cable to the surface. And you just, deja vu. And behind you, you hear the Cymac whisper, "You have come at the right time. The pressure will help you rise."
Oh, I know what to do.
Oh, we're gonna ride the worm out of here.
Listen, I know I've deceived you. I know you have no reason to trust me. But I know how we get this information home. But I will need your help to do it.
Indeed. First, I will analyze it. And then we will go by your plan for our survival's sake. And then we will deal with you as a deceiver to our house.
And
As you're released by Stung, you kind of take a step back and anti-masker.
oh, come on!
And you just go full tilt future.
I see his eyes go, whoop, 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 and I'm like, that will buy me enough time. Please keep an eye on him, sister, while I analyze this information.
That was cool.
And I would like to, before like trying to find a way to send the information up, I would like to just analyze and hold all of it. Or
There's no way to like really interface with this thing on like a competent level. Like it's basically there's no like the monitor showing its face will not be able to like transmit information to you.
Right.
You'll have no way of disseminating the binary information.
Ask him where
It
his-
will need, like the signal that you received, to be
Scissoring?
deciphered by
Right.
the house is on the surface, your house, who is extremely proficient at that.
Okay. Okay.
So you need to either figure out a way to get it up there, or
Of course, I know how to do this, but I'm fucking.
yeah, you're tripping.
Wait. He's under truth sayer drunk. He knows.
What are the odds of? So our prism is down. The cable to it is cut.
Yeah.
How much time do we have left?
We have, I would guess, 10 minutes.
8.
8? You fancy. So I need to figure out what he knows. I would like to calculate that information somehow using.
He knows? Nah, you can't.
No. But like, I mean, he high as fuck. I'll ask him.
You can just look through his pupils and see
Yeah,
his
I'm like,
brain, maybe.
what is your plan?
But
Oh, can I use
How-
calculated prediction?
You can try, yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
not really a question to him, so it wouldn't be a challenge. But
Right.
I'd say it'd be a 3 at this point, because you certainly didn't see over the years that you've spent him necessarily being a traitor.
Yes.
And a deceiver. You didn't really trust him, but those are different things.
It'll take me time. If I have 8 minutes left,
how high am I?
how?
I mean,
No,
right
it's
now,
hi. How are you?
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't use calculated prediction because it takes a few minutes time,
Right.
and we don't have that time.
Right.
But am I?
Cassius.
You know, like good shroom trip here, but you still got some cognitive function.
Yeah, you know,
I can
you're not-
lead somebody a little bit. You know, while I'm just walking through the sand.
If I slap him with my power, which is 8.
I'd say you could use like a command on him, like in the Bene Gesserit way, not necessarily the voice, but you can use that like presence to affect him, maybe snap him out of it.
Alright.
Sure.
So
Put your brains back in your head. A 19 and an 11.
To be 13?
Truth and battle, so that would have been 14.
Okay. You could use communicate. Does that help?
Ooh, that might.
Because this is kind of like.
And determination. You have determination.
Oh, I do have
You a
determination.
V point.
And a V point.
Oh, wait, that was supposed to be 1. What did I get?
13 and an 11. So you re-rolled the 13.
Okay, so I rerolled the 13 and I got a 4 and a 10, so I'll just take 1 out and do this.
Yeah.
It's a 12.
Yeah. So you kind of shake them up. It was a D of 2, but I keep forgetting because I'm just the worst. Thanks, Modiphius. Your game is great, and I'm terrible at it. Unsuccessful to snap him out of it.
Oh wait, can I use Prana Bintu to smack him harder?
Yes.
Okay, one more D20 coming at you. 10!
Yeah. You smack him once, not enough. You smack him twice, and as you do that, there's this huge gust of sand that just fills it because there's more sand. Always more sand, and this whole place is like, I can't even see the carpet anymore. The Cymac's just like, what did you guys bring to me? Like,
As the sand hits us, I'm like, can you hit him one more time just for fun?
You predicted this, machine man. You knew what you were in for.
I saw only your arrival, not what follows.
I'm so sorry.
So,
You're snapped out of it. Everybody's snapped out of it. You guys have 5 minutes, say 6 minutes before.
put my breather back in.
Yeah.
All right. We must transfer the information into our platform immediately. And the platform will rise us, and I will protect us on the way up. You must trust me. Transfer the information now, and everybody must be on the platform when I say.
What platform?
The
Platform lying next to us.
Oh.
Yeah,
We will
kinda
hold the
crash
cable.
through.
But if it's not connected, how will it bring us?
He's under drugs. Just
No.
believe.
The spice will rise us to the surface. The explosion will bring us up.
As he says that, I'm like fucking all the mathematics. I'm like,
Yeah.
everyone on the platform now.
Yeah, and you guys, a few quick rolls. I'll say, everybody give me like a move with power roll to see if you guys can get it to the end, or get it to the end. Everybody but my mentat. Cassian, you will connect the cable to the Cymac and start that download process. So give me understanding and duty.
Is just a
Okay.
one success for this?
Can
This will be 2 successes, and in kind of a challenge format, we'll just kind of take the average.
And it's just straight up power?
It's move
Power
and
and
power.
Move and power. Okay.
2 4s.
2 4s,
I got 2 5s.
2 5s.
Had it
a
success.
6 and a
Success
7.
and a
And a fail.
complication or a fail?
Not a complication.
Okay, just a success.
A 6 and a 7 for me. So 2 successes.
All right, cable is connected. You just see the Cymac kind of flicker, and the knowledge will be yours. And a little
No knowledge that is not power.
opens up, and a thing slides out, and it's a primitive yet complicated looking communication device. Get the idea that as long as you're within proximity, you might be able to communicate with this thing.
I will.
And you take that, the 3 of you guys successfully move it over to the edge and kind of position it in a way as set by Cassian. You see that kind of like the inner servo almost like smoking and wheeling and just almost over capacity, over encumbered with all this data. You guys flip it over, pull down the vents that align the bottom, and kind of almost like crawl inside the interior of the prism, this tight, cramped space as the steam kind of, you can hear it.
Just before that happens, though, I'm also going to throw a shield around us.
Nice.
Things that I brought with us.
Oh, you have one of the.
Yeah, not a personal shield,
Right.
a full shield
Yeah,
that can
a
actually
full-
encompass the entire
20
platform.
feet.
Love
So, and you see this like weird geometric, like hardly rendered graphic. Around you guys. As
The
you
year
push it
was
in,
1987.
You hear the deep roar and the rumble of the steam erupting up the chasm, and you ready yourselves. Is there anything anybody would like to say to one another before this explosion skyrockets you upwards into the sky?
Am I in it yet?
Everybody, I'd say
Okay.
everybody's kind of like
Cool.
in it and like next to each other.
I want to say out loud, I don't hate all of you.
I loved you since I knew you.
Can Can I just put my hand on Stung's mouth
yeah.
and just make my own piece? Also, that guy I kicked off the platform kind of looked like Ray Finkel.
Oh, Finkel is Einhorn.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn. Sorry, I just had to.
Einhorn played by Sean Young. Sean Young in the David Lynch version of Dune. Everything is connected.
Thank you for being there for me. I really don't hate you.
Yes, I'm only fulfilling my destiny.
Yeah. And as that happens, you're like, well, okay. I mean, it's Dune, so destinies, I guess. As the steam like erupts around you guys,
I scream out the name of I love. Roxanne!
yeah, and you guys, with that, go rifling upwards. The steam rushing around you. You receive a little bit of damage just because of the heat and the pressure, and you guys are kind of almost bouncing off the side to side, and as you come skyrocketing up through, you burst through the prism bridge, shattering that place that you guys had been lowered from, the cable dragging behind you as it kind of falls to the ground next to one of these ships and kind of rumbles against one of the tethers, and it comes to rest. You guys are now on the surface. The storm abated. No more sand. Ever.
Are you sure? Are you sure though?
It was like sand, beautiful
Are
sand.
you sure there's not more sand?
You guys pour out, and you just see the ships are just like, they're all like, they are just going wild now that the bridge is broken. They're pulling against the tethers. The one on the far side kind of breaks free on two and almost like careens down into the cavern and just smashes against the wall, exploding. And the other one kind of pulling against its tethers, snaps and kind of almost like loses for a second and drops. And just before it does, the door opens and Lady Serene just comes flying out and lands kind of next to your guys' prism. And she is just covered in blood as it just like drops down into the hole, and she kind of looks up at you guys. Oh my word. House Kashmir, a pleasure.
A pleasure in turn.
We're still
Whose blood
surrounded
is
by
that?
a shield, right?
Yeah.
I have
Lord Tantor got a little bit impatient. And she puts her hand on your shoulder. Did you get it?
I did.
And she'll turn towards the three of you. And we'll end it right there.
no.
What? Are you a traitor?
Of course not.
I had intelligence.
You're
I was
just a
gonna rip
castaway.
House Tantor a new.
What? Oh, God. Oh, yeah. And as she does that really cool moment, more sand.
More sand.
Yeah, it's just like, there's no more still suit. It's just Stung quoting the police as the sand just encompasses all around you. And you guys
He
are...
isn't fit like Sting, but it doesn't matter.
You guys are prepared for battle
Lady your
and
Sting.
ready for whatever may come with Lady Serene and Cassian, who maybe have been a traitor for the House Tantor, and that will roll the credits on the adventures of the Imperium, Dune. So I would like to
recognizes
thank
spy.
every one of my players for joining us today. That was super fun.
Oh my God.
Thank you to the crew here. They build the minis, they set up the cameras, they put on the music for us, which is
Shout
so
out to the
awesome.
DJ!
Yes,
Yeah.
Mr.
Murdoch.
Murdoch, thank you very much for doing that. And thank you guys for sticking with us and participating in chat for all of our gripes and
Thanks for
dismays.
the
Thanks for all the sand.
Yes.
Sand. Great.
And
We're all going home a little bit more Hayden Christensen,
He's
and
the same.
it's your fault.
Yeah.
So I'd just love to give a shout out to everybody out there, all of our new subs and all of that. And I absolutely love all of you guys. How did you guys feel about Adventures in the Imperium?
Pretty good.
I loved
yeah, that's
it.
a lot of fun.
That's a lot of
A lot
fun.
of fun. I like it. I like it. I like it.
As someone who botches a lot, I like that.
Yeah, really favoring those
Yeah.
low rolls.
It's just how I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it works.
awesome.
No, this is a
pretty
good game.
Yeah.
Although, you know, there'll be some shit coming down when we get back here.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there better be more of this.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of built it as a
Got any more of
one-shot,
that
but it's
spice?
called Or Not, so you might see us again in September. We'll return with this story, and we'll continue it a little bit more, possibly with some more players, because hopefully COVID will relax and we can put some more bodies around the table.
Yes,
We're
we can.
super excited for that. Thanks for watching. Definitely tune in next week for our Altero Shadows of Blood campaign. Will continue at the same time slot on Tuesdays at 3:30 to 6:30 Pacific time. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to love each other and stay tuned because the next one's the best one. Thank you very much for watching A Filthy Questline.